Son of a bitch. I'm not spanking the monkey, by the way.
I don't know what was going on over there.
I think you play Magic. You're like counting out your hand.
Yeah, that's the Go get it. Who gonna get it?
Paddling it.
You gonna get it. I'm taking the sticker residue off of a game.
That's going to be the intro to our episode.
Get it. You gonna get it.
You son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 10 of the Super Enabler Bros. I'm Jason of Sled Gaming, joined by my excellent co-host, Chris the Old Ass Retro Gamer, and also accompanied by a super special guest, Dan B of the Game Beaters. It's been a while. What have you guys been up to?
Stuff, things.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of stuff and things going on.
Sure.
I've been traveling for the first time in what seems like a year.
Probably because it's true.
Mostly against my will. But yeah, I'm back now. It's pretty much why there was a delay, a little bit of a lapse in between episodes, but we back. We're ready to hit it.
Cool.
Yeah. So Dan, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everyone what you do. What you
All
like
right.
to do.
Well, I'm Dan B, and I am in the Game Beaters. You know, we're a YouTube channel, and we don't beat games on there that often.
No.
False
No.
advertisement.
Every time I'm in one of your streams, I'm like, you think they'll beat the game? Probably not.
Quit when the end boss is at like one hit left, and you're like, no, that's not for tonight. I'm feeling tired.
Yeah. You know, I have a weird thing about video games where it's like I'll get to the end boss, and if I lose, I'll put it down because a lot of times I don't want to beat it. It's like if a game's really good, I'm like, oh man, I don't want this to end, and like Zelda, the last Zelda game to come out, Breath of the Wild, never beat it because I got to Ganon, I fought him, I figured out how to beat him, and I was just like, I'll do it later, and I just never went back.
Sounds like Jason in Witcher 3.
Yeah, basically. At the end where you basically just go, okay, let's end this wild hunt bullshit, and then there's just anyway. I think Batman came out, and then came back 4 years later at the beginning of this year to end it, and yeah, I there was no reason for me to stop playing. I was just like, I'll get back to it, and then it was just like, all right, get back to it before like a new generation comes out.
So it'll be out for every other system in the new generation too.
Well, they already announced there's going to be an enhanced version, and if you've already owned it, it's free. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. So at least they're not making you buy it again. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Unlike Control.
Yeah.
I like choices.
Oh, Control's getting a remaster already?
They're putting it out on the new systems, but I guess you have to rebuy it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to rebuy that after I rebuy GTA 5 for the 5th time.
Oh, gee. Launch title.
In Skyrim, probably. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skyrim
I
again.
need Skyrim for like the 8th time. Love it. All right. Well, what else do you guys do on your channel?
I mean, we do like, you know, we'll do streams, and we do some Let's Plays, and a lot of stuff I've been doing is games. I like Nintendo homebrews a lot, so like I'll do a lot of Nintendo NES homebrews and things like that. So yeah, I'll do reviews for that kind of.
I enjoyed your review on the new Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl game. That was cool.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun game. One of the few games I beat this month.
It was one of the one times
And you weren't streaming it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, right?
I showed restraint and didn't order it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna regret this later. And then because it was like one of those things where
And you totally do.
Yeah, I will. It's right up there, right underneath not buying the Lego Ghostbusters Firehouse. They'll just forever bump me out.
Yep.
Sweet. But something else you also do besides YouTube?
Yeah, so besides YouTube, I do music. You know, I play music in a band. I played in 2 bands actually, and then I have a solo project called Bobobot, and that came out a couple months ago.
Sweet.
I am Chris. Who are you?
I am Bobobot. That's basically the chorus of the song to the title track.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well,
Yeah.
We'll talk a bit more about the music in a bit.
Cool.
What have you guys been playing lately? Playing some games?
I just beat Messenger. That's fun.
Sweet.
That was fun.
I actually just picked that up not too long ago. I'm looking to get into it.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at my unopened copy right now.
Oh guys, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic game.
I opened and installed it on my Switch before I left and brought it with, but I never ended up getting around to it. But I think that'll be sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I lived in a hotel room for like 10 days basically, so I brought enough to last me like 6 months. Like I was like, I need variety. I better bring my PS4 Pro with, I think it brought like 15 or 18 games with it, and then I brought my Switch case full of games, and then I brought my hacked NES and SNES cloth. I never know what I'll be in the mood for. And my wife was just like, "You gonna pack any clothes?" I was like, "I need to wrap these electronics in something." So, so it was just a big heap of shit in there. Sweet. Well, anything else you guys checked out?
Um,
Bit?
I'm in the middle of RE7 right now, Resident Evil 7.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I started it on VR. It was a game that came with my PSVR, and it's the only game that gets me ridiculously motion sick.
I've heard about that, yeah.
Like, almost right away. Like I can go for like about 5 minutes, and I'm like, I need to actually like not just take this off. I need to like lay down. So in order to play it for longer than a few minutes, I actually took Gravel. It was just like, we're doing this. I don't even care. And it worked to a minimal effect. It was a little less nauseated, but yeah, it's a bummer because that's like one of the best ones. It's gorgeous in VR, but
yeah, I bet.
That's
I watched Musty stream it in a little bit in VR, and I was just kind of like,
I saw when he got his like first big jump scare. I was like,
he had a heart rate monitor on himself while he was playing it.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was pretty funny.
And it was funny watching that thing spike whenever like he was in a boss battle or something.
Basically, you could just like call him out Maury style. Just oh yeah, you said that boss wasn't shit, but the heart rate jump determined that was a lie.
I remember, like I told him, I was like, he had a camera on him while he was playing, but it was like a full body camera, so you could actually see him sitting. And I was like, I could see that shit stain spreading on your pants.
Good stuff. Well, did you tackle your backlog roulette?
I did. Last time I got Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube, and I beat the shit out of it. Yeah.
Nice.
Only the second one in the history of this podcast.
Nintendo Ghostbusters.
But it was pretty fun. I don't understand why I got all that hate when it first came out. I just remember when it since it was one of the launch games, I remember everyone was just like, "This isn't what I want in a Mario game."
Well, it's not a Mario game.
Yeah, because Mario's not in it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But now everybody loves it, and I was like, I was kind of in the middle on it. I thought it was fun, but it was just kind of repetitive.
I remember you said something about the camera angles being super.
Yeah, the camera sucks because I could not, especially during the final boss battle with Bowser or the Bowser bot.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get a beat on my distance from the things he was throwing at me. Like the perspective was just fucked.
That's
and I easily could have beaten him on my first try if it wasn't for that camera. Like I was just constantly misjudging where I was in spatial relations to everything else. It was just pissing me off. But I beat it, and I was like, I don't need to play this again.
But
But I'll still probably play the other 2 games.
Yeah, do it up. I started 3 months ago, but I came to this realization that I'm gonna try break myself of. But like later first-party Nintendo games, I start them, and even if I love them, like the pick up and play nature that's the Nintendo's so beloved for, I've realized that picking up and playing them is just as easy as putting them down and not playing them again forever, because you could just pick them up and play them again. And it's, I don't know why, but I was actually talking to someone on Twitter a week ago, and I really realized this. I was like, I don't know how many games that I'm like 3/4 of the way through that I'm like, this game is awesome. I'm actually in the same boat as you, Dan, with Breath of the Wild. Loved it. Like really close to the end. Put it down. Just walked away. Mario 3D World, same thing. I was actually really liking Luigi's Mansion 3. I should probably get back and like it some more, because what the hell? I've beaten only a very few games on my Switch since I got it. I don't know what it is. Man, this is awesome. Anyways.
This other thing.
And I don't do that with other games. Like a big long ass game will come out, and 90% of the time I'm like, all right, this is my game. I'm playing this till I beat it. RPGs and big long games like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, like just this is my game until I beat it. And then like, yeah, any other game, I don't know what's up with Nintendo. This is great, and then just all right, come back to it.
That Last of Us 2, by the way, was awesome. I couldn't put that thing down.
That was one of the other games I played between these last 2 podcasts.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
I was trying to stay spoiler free as much as I could. All I know is people were mad about the twist at the halfway point.
Yeah.
And is it time? Can we be spoilery right now? Can we be spoilery, please?
Well, if we put, yeah. Well, if we've all beat it, then we'll be
spoilery, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Skip ahead.
I thought the twist was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing with Joel getting murdered at the beginning, I like took it personally.
Well, that's what a lot of people didn't like. They thought it was like false advertisement.
Well, the thing is, the last time I played the first game was probably when I first bought my PS4, because the remaster was probably one of the first games I bought. So this is like 2014 when last time I played it, right?
Yeah.
And I hadn't played it since. And then now I'm playing it in 2020, the new one in 2020, and I didn't realize just how under my skin those characters got from the first game, because when he died, I like had to shut the game off. Like literally, I was just like, no, I can't do this right now. I can't. And I was like, fuck Abby, fuck her right in her stupid fucking face.
Yeah.
And you're playing the first half of the game as Ellie and all that, and then when it switches over to you playing as Abby, I was like, oh, this is some bullshit. But the more I played with her, the more I started to like her, and I start realizing just how she was kind of justified in doing what she did a little bit.
Perspective.
Yeah, like it gives you both sides of the story, and I was like, this is freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
And at the end, when Ellie and it was weird getting to that point when you're in the theater and you're playing as Abby and Ellie's coming after you with the shotgun, and how scary Ellie was. Because at that point, Ellie's the villain, and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, she's
that changed my perspective so completely just by playing as that character for as long as I have.
Yeah.
And then when it came to their big final fight at the very end, I didn't want to see that fight happen.
And it almost didn't need to happen. Like the whole part where she's like, oh man, life's so great. Anyway, I gotta go.
I'm gonna fuck it up. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck it up for everybody.
Yeah.
But I was actually mad at Ellie for doing that. I was like, I honestly thought the game was over. I started taking pictures of the game at that point, going like, I just beat the game. I was like, all right, and then it keeps on going. I was like, Jesus. But I wasn't sad. But that final fight, I just did not want to see it happen, because I didn't want to see either of them die.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is messed up, but it's amazing. It's one of the best games I think I've ever played.
Yeah, and the detail on it. You see what I was talking about, like the ridiculous attention to detail in that game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It was beautiful to look at. The gameplay is perfect. If I screwed something up, it was my fault usually.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really strange that I was barely fighting the infected. I was mostly fighting other people.
Yeah, it's almost become like The Walking Dead, where it's all
Yeah,
people,
it was just
people drama and
it was weird, but
the infected are the backdrop. They're like they're
but
back.
it was just like the storytelling. It is goddamn brilliant. It just completely blew me away.
Yeah, I made the mistake of playing. I played through the whole remaster, and I never played Left Behind, so I played both of those right in a row, and then went right into the game. And I think that's probably why I remember, because like we had like a little bit of a spoiler-free convo about it.
Mm-hmm.
About, is there like a police parade?
Maybe.
Well, damn. That's a spoiler alarm 5 minutes late.
Yeah. That's the cops showing up. We still haven't played the goddamn game, Chris.
You son of a bitch. You guys are live streaming. You didn't even realize? You just pissed off the internet more than the game itself.
As much as I hated Abby at the beginning of the game, I did not hate her at the end. I actually liked her a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the game. I thought was
to change your perspectives on people and
understand that not everyone is the bad guy that you think.
Yeah, I liked the fact that it dealt with the gray areas a lot.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is amazing. This is so good. And the thing was, like, with most games like that, I try to space it out so I don't beat it too fast. But man, I marathoned the shit out of that game. Like, I want to say for last weekend? Saturday and Sunday, I played it all day from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed.
Yeah.
I was just so into it. I was like, no. Fuck you. Fuck taking a shit. I'm playing this game.
Both those games were basically like a whole week for me. I just did mostly that.
I think it took me 3 days to beat Last of Us 2. That's how much I played it, like in marathon sessions.
Wow. I think I did it in 5, but yeah.
It was. Yeah, I got pretty ridiculous. I mean, for a bit there. I got just kind of the only thing that I really like. I think it's just because I played both of them in a row. That I was telling you, like, I got kind of sick of like, can a door just be unlocked for once? God damn it! Because
I like the fact that you could usually go outside and break a window to get in those rooms too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, where's the dumpster? I bet you I got to find a dumpster and push it up and jump in a window or something like that. That part I was just kind of like, okay, can I ever just see a place and then just go straight there? No, I got to go 6 blocks this way, and all right.
Yeah, something always happens to like stop you from getting the most direct path to where you need to go.
Yeah, that part was just
like, it just so happens every street's flooded.
Yeah, that kind of
You can obviously swim. I can't swim in a current. Gotta find a boat.
Yeah, like, oh, the door's locked. Oh, don't you have multiple firearms? Just shoot the damn lock off.
Yeah, shoot the door handle off.
Yeah, but phenomenal games.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well,
but I also needed to play something light, so I also played through Costume Quest 2.
Yoy.
Yeah, I really liked the first one when on the PS3. I was one of the few games I actually downloaded and played through. But I was looking at my collection. I was just like, what's something that is like effortless to play?
Yeah, Double Fine was kicking ass last gen with all those.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, I haven't played Costume Quest 2 yet. And I beat that in like 2 days.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw you playing it the one day.
I don't know what that is. What kind of game is that?
It's like a light RPG.
Okay.
But it's like playing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. It's like a kid's RPG.
Gotcha. Okay.
And all your powers come from it takes place during Halloween. All your powers come from the costumes you're wearing, and then when you actually get into a fight, you become that character that you're dressed up as, and each one has their own attributes. There's some that are absolutely freaking useless, like the candy corn. The candy corn is basically just a tank. They don't fight. They don't do anything. They just stand there and take hits, and you actually get an achievement if you play through the entire game with having the candy corn in your party.
Well, I mean, in general, candy corn is kind of pointless. So
Yeah,
I
it
agree.
makes sense. So
it was like a
it's
reference to
accurate.
real life. Yeah.
But there's like a superhero costume. There's a werewolf costume. There's oh Jesus, there's an alien. There's like 8, I think, total. No, more like 10. But each one has their own special abilities. There's one that's like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I don't even think I got through all the way through the first one, but I got really into it.
Yeah, I almost platinumed that back in the day. I was missing one thing that I needed to find to get the final trophy.
Oh damn!
And I just did not feel like playing through the whole game again to get it. So I was like, eh.
Double Fine had just like such a good track record last gen. There was like that, and there was Stacking, I think it was called. Battle Block Theater. Obviously, Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
Did you guys play Brutal Legend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good game. It was
When
like
I hearing Rock of Ages playing as I'm driving through that field, I was like, ah!
Yeah.
I was totally into Tenacious D, so it was like I had to play Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
Well, it was basically like if I designed a game, was what I was thinking. It was like if I was to design a game, this is what it'd be. It would be like a hack and slash open world metal game.
Right.
And like,
Where all the backdrops look like metal album covers.
Yeah, and like my favorite, like probably title screen of last gen was like when you start up and it's just in a record store, and was it Racer X was playing over like the radio in the record store, and I was like, oh, okay, this is the coolest. And, yeah, I love that song. Was it YRO? Yeah. Oh, such a good song. Yeah, they just had so many cool games, and that was like probably the first one I really got into. And like it was when my wife was working at Movie Gallery, and she was the manager, so I used to get the games early, and I ended up actually playing it with Tim Schafer. So that was badass. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, it's like I want to say it took me 8 hours to beat it, maybe.
Sweet.
So it's not too complicated.
I've got them both on my Xbox One, so I'll have to run through those soon, because yeah, the first one was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Second one's really good. It's really offbeat sense of humor. It's really funny.
Does it play pretty similar to the first?
Yeah, it's almost the exact same thing. Like the funny thing is, it was in the first game too, but in this one, it still made me laugh that when you want to run, you're using Heelys.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So you'll see your character like kick their foot up, and you're skating around on the back of your heel with those shoes.
Every game needs a Heely mechanic.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. So
especially when you get a game and you got to go you got so much traversing to do, but they just seem, even when they're running, they don't feel like they're moving very fast.
Yeah, you zip around when you're on the Heelys. It's funny.
We need some damn Heelys. Sweet. Well, I beat quite a few games.
So I've heard.
That was fun. So I'll just run through them quickly. I think I was just starting or about to start Ghost of Tsushima. I know I just got it finally during our last episode. I played the absolute shit out of that. Phenomenal game. I think it's probably going to be the last like really AAA awesome game to come out this gen. Everyone should play it. The only problem I really had was
It ended.
The world was beautiful, but I was pretty tired of just exploring it for the fact of trying to find things. Like, I don't like when I'm kind of forced to, because it's one of those ones where the map is all fogged out. So you see where you got to go, where you haven't been, and you got to find. There was almost an excessive amount of like, not even collectibles, but things you had to discover. Like you'd have to discover hot springs and these little shrines and this and that. And that's my only complaint about this game was like, I was ready. I was at the end and I was like, oh shit, I still got to find 5 of this, 8 of these, this and that before I felt like I could finish the game, because I just naturally had found so many of them. And then I had to finally look up these last 2 things that I was running around for hours trying to find without following a guide. And I'm like, oh, okay. So there's these haikus you write out. You find these spots that are really beautiful vistas.
Oh, it's Poetry Simulator 2020?
Yeah, so you write out these haikus, and then I found out the last one I needed was part of the last mission. And then this other thing I needed was this like a unmarked mission when every other mission except for one other one was like marked on your map immediately. So I was just like, well, ass. So I think it was to my own fault. I should have just like resorted to using a guide for the last few things I needed earlier. But that's only complaint. The combat is just spot on. Just exactly what I wanted out of I think what I wanted out of Sekiro. This game gave me. So very great, because I've been wanting like a new Tenchu type, samurai game, or like kind of
bring Tenchu back. Bring Tenchu back.
Yeah, the samurai, and I was pretty honorable. I didn't do a lot of stealth killing unless the game basically
stabbing people in the back
made me. Yeah, because it's dishonorable. So I didn't do that. But a couple times you have to. But if I don't know, if I saw someone, there's this thing you can call people out, where you just like stand and challenge.
Like, I challenge you to it too.
Like, send your strongest warrior, and then you just like stand there, and then they come and like it's like almost like cowboy.
And then you Bushido blade the shit out of them.
Yeah, and if you got you can combo where you just, if you got good enough timing for standoff, you can slash. I think you can kill up to 5 guys almost like instantly, and then you fight everyone else, because it's got a kind of like a Far Cry element to it, where you liberate these areas that are overrun with the Mongol enemies, which is pretty good. And I never got sick of referencing South Park while playing this. Anytime I saw them in a camp, I'm just like, God damn Mongolians. And I just started taking them out. I took pride in it. I never really like turned down about it. Every time I saw an enemy, I was like, that guy's dead. You don't even know how dead he is. Look at him over there, all dead. Not knowing he's dead. And so, yeah, a lot of fun with that. Definitely check it out, both of you. I demand it.
It's gonna happen.
No, but yeah, very, very, very good game. Anyone who has a PlayStation 4 should be definitely keeping an eye out for that. Even if you're waiting for it to go on sale, do that. Then I played a pretty great shoot 'em up. There's going to be quite a few of those in this rant, but played Elemental Master on the Sega Genesis, where it's a shoot 'em up, but you're like a flying wizard, so even cooler than usual. Super badass, flying and zapping people with your Emperor Palpatine lightning, or if you prefer,
Unlimited power.
or goes or lightning. Yeah, so it was pretty awesome. It's actually a really pricey game. I got lucky. My friend just gave it to me, so that's beneficial, because that's what really sucks about shoot 'em ups. They're awesome, but if you don't get them like right away, they always seem to shoot up in price. They're like RPGs that way. And with how fast you can beat them, it's not usually worth the price. Like $200 for a game you can beat in like half
Fuck
hour.
Musha.
Yeah. I really want it, but I really don't like.
I want it, but I really don't want it.
I don't want $400 want it. Yeah. But after that, I played Atomic Robo Kid, which was another pretty cool game. Kind of. If either of you guys played it,
I used to have that as a kid. But
it's really cool. It's like a platformer, but it's also kind of like a shoot 'em up, because you like hover around and you shoot like a
side scroller.
Yeah, so it was a really unique game, and it blended two things I really like. So I definitely will be returning to that one. Pretty fun. And then this begins the beats while I was on my trip for 2 weeks. Started off with Ruiner. I picked it up really cheap. Devolver had a sale right before I left, and I really wanted to play Mother Russia Bleeds, and they had it on for like $4. And then I noticed they had Ruiner for another $4, and I had like $9 on my account, and I was like, cool. Well, I guess I'll just buy these then.
Oh, tax.
Yeah. So it was just enough. I had enough. I think I got like $1 or something in there now. But so I played through this. It is a really cool like isometric kind of shooter. game. A lot of fun. A lot of different weapons to choose from, guns and stuff like that. It's really got like the cerebral element to it. It's a real steampunk looking game. It's pretty short. I kind of wish it was longer because there was really cool missions they'd send you on. I got kind of like a Mass Effect feel out of it too, even though it doesn't play anything like Mass Effect. Just the way the cyberpunk world kind of worked gave me a little bit of a feel for that. So I stumped the shit out of that. I think before I even went to bed, the first night we got there, I was just like, "Oh, this is cool," and then played it, and I was like near the end, and then started up the next day for like 20 minutes and finished her off, and loved it. So if you guys haven't checked that out or heard of it, do so. I really wish I'd checked it out sooner and picked up the limited. I think Limited Run did it, or some kind of limited company did a physical copy of it.
I think they were doing it for special reserve.
Yeah,
I missed it.
It was one of those like 1,000 copy bullshit.
Yeah, they did it like on a Thursday or something like that when I was not even close to a phone.
Yeah, which brings me to Mother Russia Bleeds, which also had that bullshit happen where they had 1,600 copies, and before I even clicked the link that Church sent me, it was gone.
Yeah,
and I was like, cool. I didn't
want you anyway.
I've been holding out for this, but getting them both for under $10 was excellent. Mother Russia Bleeds was a great beat 'em up. One of the better beat 'em ups I played that came out this gen. So definitely check it out, especially if you like Streets of Rage 4. There was more to it. There's some pretty big difficulty spikes in it, but overall it was like super gory. There was some real strategy you had to actually put in. It wasn't just like punch the shit out of everything. There's some really cool parts where I was like, what am I doing wrong? So especially the boss fights. Some boss fights would start almost right away, and you'd have to be like, damn. It's one of those games where you can have AI partners, so you can have like 4 people with you, but they were dumb as shit. They'd be like, if there was like projectiles, they'd just stand there and get hit by the volley of projectiles. So you were use this like stimulus, basically like a drug, and you like EpiPen yourself, and it's for health and whatever, or you can unlock different ones where it like boosts you in different ways. But I found most of the healies I was using was to heal them for being idiots, and then I'd need to be healed, and I'd be like, damn it. So a little bit of frustrating at times, but overall it was a really good beat 'em up. So I'm glad I was waiting for it to go on sale, and I just happened to be like the second time I checked on it, and I'm like, there you go. You're not $20, you're $4. It's like the universe making up for me not being able to get the physical copy. And then I played a really disappointing game that I was expecting to be disappointing, but I had it for a long ass time, and that's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yeah, anything you've heard about that game is probably true. It's not just the roster, pretty disappointing. Missed Wolverine big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, missed my bro.
Thanks, Marvel.
I missed all the X-Men. Well, they were trying to push their Avengers crap. So the story was really, I don't know,
dumb.
I just didn't care, honestly.
But my thing with it was I don't play a fighting game for a story, unless you're Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, NetherRealm has been stepping it up big time in the storyline but this one was just like, I don't know, like I didn't feel anything about it. I was just like, oh, there's a guy. Yeah, I know him. I know that's Frank West. Why? Let's make him relevant in this. Like, just, I mean, it's such an out there story, like mishmash of so many different types of characters. They're like, there's no way they can make a really cohesive, not pretty much stupid story.
Yeah.
I mean, I've liked the other ones, but the other ones were basically like paper thin. Little,
I don't like you. Let's fight.
Yeah. That's all you need. It's a fighting game.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying NetherRealm stop doing that shit because you are good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, really disappointing. But I figured it was time I finally check it out. And I did. And I'm over it. And I'll probably never play it again. And it wasn't just like the roster was bad and the story was kind of honestly, just the fighting felt really like no depth to it. Like you could get into it and you could be good at it, which is great. It wasn't like super convoluted at the same time, but I was bored of it by the time I played the campaign, and it was only like 4 or 5 hours long. So that's not really what you want. Usually you're like, oh, cool. The campaign kind of gives you a way to try out all the fighters, and then you can play more on your own and enjoy it more. Like that's what Mortal Kombat does. You're like, oh yeah, I didn't like playing as Jax, but I really liked playing as this other character I wouldn't have tried if I hadn't played the story. But no, I just wanted to play Spider-Man the whole time because Spider-Man was only like one of the only characters I was like, all right, he's consistently awesome. Yeah, so overall, what a bummer. Then I played the Rushing Beat trilogy. You guys ever played those? Rival Turf, Peacekeeper.
I have Rival Turf. I don't have the other two.
And Brawl Brothers. They got increasingly better. I keep hearing from everyone that the Super Famicom versions are the way to go. They're slightly better, but I actually really enjoyed these ones. The first one was pretty generic. It was like Final Fight. You know, it was obviously Final Fight was their main thing, and the second one brought in more characters, more to do, more moves. Graphics were a bit better. And then the third one had like branching paths, and it was so fun. So I like when a series gets progressively better rather than progressively better and then really shitty like the Marvel vs. Capcom. So yeah, those were good. Then I played a random out of nowhere game that I've never played any of this series, but I don't want to butcher this, but I probably gonna Onichambara series. I played Z2 Chaos, which is basically
vampire women, vampire hunting women with cowboy hats.
Yeah, it was the
and samurai swords.
Yeah, it was just fan service, half-assed Devil May Cry, basically. We fight zombies and demons and stuff, and it was okay, but it was really glitchy as hell. You know, in Devil May Cry, when you get to an area where you're obviously going to fight a bunch of stuff, those like little like demon force fields come up, and you have to kick everything.
Yeah, like the hand will come out of the door and be like, "No."
Yeah, like that kind of stuff would happen, and it would be these big metal like gates, and it was cool, except for like a lot of the time, you do these big attacks, and you'd be knocking foes out of that area, so they'd be like running in endlessly at the edge of it. So you'd have to like hit them through that thing, and I was just like, it took me out of it all the time. Or there'd be like a bigger battle area, and they'd just be endlessly running, and they're like, oh, they're stuck on the corner of this pillar. Like they had no AI to them. They just ran at you and got their ass kicked. That was their whole purpose. Or they ran at you with like a big charge and knocked you over. Yeah, I don't recommend it. It had some really cool, like the moves you did were cool, but just having to be like, where's this last guy so these gates will go away and I can keep going was too much of that really hurt the game.
Yeah, I played it when I first bought it when it first came out, but I haven't like beaten it.
Oh, you played it was the same one? The Z2
Yeah, I bought like the box set one.
Yeah, I think I have one for the 360 also.
Yeah, I have another one. I might have the Wii one.
There's a 360 and a Wii one, and I don't know. I might want to check those out. Like, it was fun enough, but it would have been a lot funner if they like patched it so that they're, if they fly out of there, they're dead. Mm-hmm. So and they have the idea to be like, oh, there's a table here, like go around it then. Come hither so I may kick you. And,
kick it you.
Yeah, I need to kick thine ass. And then, so it was okay. Obviously the story was just fan servicey, like they're basically
gobbledygook nonsense.
Yeah, they're basically it kind of like Devil May Cry 5 style, where they're just like a team that their job is to go kick these demons' asses in various locations. Wasn't all together. Yeah, but like, basically all I can think of is like how much it reminded me of Devil May Cry, but how much it was like a lazy version of it. So overall disappointing, but not the worst game I've ever played. Then I started playing the Psycheo collections. I bought the 3 volumes of that for the Switch, the big shoot 'em up collection.
Yeah, I have the first 2. I need to get the third one.
yeah, I played through all the games on that. So that was Dragon Blaze, Zero Gunner 2, Strikers 1945, 1, 2, and 3, Soul Divide. Oh, Soul Divide is the last one. Yeah, I actually had it on PS1 too, but I never played it. And I played all these all in a row, and they're all pretty exceptional games. So it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of. I was probably pissing people off on Twitter, just like, Jesus. Is he actually beating these, or does he just have pictures of like end screens on his phone that he's?
Well, I mean, come on. How long are shmups usually?
Well, usually they're at least
especially the ones that are arcade
like
games.
half an hour. Some of these are like 25 minutes.
It's like they're like arcadey shmups, so they don't last very long. They're just super hard to make you keep pumping those quarters in.
Yeah, and I gotta say, for that kind of stuff, especially if I was playing it in arcade, this would really piss me off. But a lot of these games, it's just like you can just keep pressing start, keep going, playing and having fun, and then like they'll get to like one level, it's never the last level, but there'll be one level near the end where you've got like 2 or 3 lives, and if you die, it'll just keep starting you at the beginning of the level instead of like every other time you die, where you could just start right there. And that always just pisses me off. I'm like, all right, it's all right in like a regular shoot 'em up, but when it's a bullet hell, you're like, I'm gonna die several times. Like, I'm not that good at these. Like, give me something, you know. Especially because usually when it does that too, it's the type of game where you die, you just totally lose your power up, so you're just back to like the one shot. You're like, yeah, I'm really gonna defeat the rest of this level without dying. No, I'm not. So I played what's it called? There's another shoot 'em up collection I bought. I got it for like $1. Visara. And I was playing the first one. I was really liking it, and then I got to one of those levels, and I was like, ass. Well, I guess I'm not beating this.
Why like me, game?
I tried it like 12 times, and I get pretty far, and then I just get. So it's like, all right, well, this was fun.
Like, beat my ass, game.
And then after that, I picked up a game and thrashed it.
Oh, clever.
Yeah,
clever.
Thrashed it. Tony Hawk Remastered 1 and 2. Have either of you ever heard of the Tony Hawk games?
Not really. I think I played one called Ride.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with it, but I'm sorry. Sorry.
Did you get the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 remaster?
Remaster. I do have 5. I do have it. It's still in plastic though. I got it I got it from a GameStop in plastic. That's how many they had and couldn't sell. Like, we haven't even had time to open all these yet that no one is buying. Just take it. Keep the plastic. So I bought it because I was joking with a friend. I sent him a picture of it, and I was like, it's like $15, and it's not even a month old. He's just like, okay, we're going to throw down on this. And then we've just never felt like wasting an afternoon. So, great. They look beautiful. They play just the same way they always have. They have a few of the quality of life improvements, like manuals and stuff like that the older ones didn't have. I really miss the spine transfers that the underground games brought in, where you could basically go up a half pipe, and if there was another half pipe on the other side of it, you'd like just go up and then just dive right down on the other one. That was like my favorite thing that they added the entire time. The entire series, it made doing shit really fun. Nothing new for real like incentive to 100% everything like the other ones had.
Trophies.
You unlock the Officer Dick, the cop.
What'd you call me?
that you get, and there's a Jack Black version, but there is no Spider-Man. And you got.
Can you play as Bam Margera?
Yeah, no, I don't think he's in there either. I don't know. I beat
the Bam bitches.
I didn't even like take the time to make a created character, which I really should have. I actually just beat the whole game of Tony Hawk. I just was like,
you should have created Uncle Vito.
I jumped right into Don Vito. Yeah, Yeah, that's Underground too. I think that's when all of them are like Phil and Don Vito and all of them were in there, because that was the one that had like the storyline in it where it was basically they just made Jackass into a skateboarding game. or Viva La Bam. Yeah, a lot of fun, like good trip down memory lane. But all in all, I'd gotta say, besides the super good looking graphics, I'd say just play Tony Hawk 2X on the original Xbox, because guess what? Spidey's in it. So yeah, you get all the things that you want in the first two games, enhanced and nothing taken out. So I'd say go for that if you can find it cheap too. I mean, this was still good. Not really a complaint, except for don't put out a game that used to have Spidey in it and not have Spidey in it. 0 out of 10. And then after that, I played my backlog roulette pick before it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I should have forgot, kind of. Because I really was excited to play this.
I know you were.
I really, really like Predator. But Predator Concrete Jungle let me down a lot. And a lot of it is to do with the super clunky controls. And all his weapons felt super nerfed. There's so many weapons to choose from. But I very rarely actually felt like a Predator. You could turn invisible, but you're like brawling enemies. There's not a lot of like, single them out and kill them like Predators always do. And yeah, it just felt like you did a weak ass amount of damage. And you're playing as the worst Predator of all time also. Because the whole point of the game is the first level, you reveal yourself to humans, you botch your hunt, you drop a bunch of shit, and then you nuke a city, but then they find all the shit you dropped and reverse engineer all your technology. So like the other predators come and they're like, the fuck man. And
so what you're saying is,
and they're like, get your ass on that shit.
It should have been called The Predator, the game.
Yeah, Concrete Jungle, bullshit jungle. So they take them. I'm not going to give away everything. They take him and they put him on this planet, this exile planet, for 100 years, and then they snatch his ass and they're like, "Hey, humans got all our shit. They're making weapons out of it. Go clean up your own mess." I don't know why they took 100 years to do that, but
because you wouldn't have a game otherwise.
Yeah, well, maybe that would have been a good thing. So then, yeah, you go through and you fight. What I can only describe is such distinct different gangs that it just felt like Saints Row gangs. Like you fight a bunch of like luchador wrestler guys
with laser guns.
Yeah, you fight. I don't know, just super stupid. Like I figured this game would have came out years before it actually did, by the amount of like.
So you're making it sound like it's Predator meets the Warriors.
Yeah, it was. Some parts were
Predator, come on, play.
But yeah, just the controls really hurt the game. It wasn't completely awful. Like some of the combat was pretty fun, but all in all, it was a huge letdown. Maybe
so
I just.
What you're saying is I should take it off my want list.
No, you should play it. So then we can be like, you know what you said? Yep. Yeah, it's not. I'm making it sound like a total nightmare, but there was definitely some fun to be had. But it got pretty repetitive too, and there's no checkpoint system. So if you fuck up, go back to start. Do not pass go. So
wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it kind of reminded me of Hitman.
It's the life of a predator.
Where if you fuck up in Hitman, you got to go back to you don't just get to start from a checkpoint. But yeah, that's all the stuff I played and beat. Felt good to beat it, but honestly, if it wasn't Predator, I probably wouldn't have kept going. Like the sole reason I kept going was Yeah, it's Predator though, and I know there's worse Predator games, and I still intend to fully go through those too. That I said I might do last episode. So yeah, super long-winded bunch of shit I beat, but some good stuff.
So what you been watching? I know one movie that all three of us have seen that was recently released.
Was it most excellent and totally not heinous?
Most triumphant.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah.
I had it as a goal to go to an actual theater to watch this.
Same here.
But then I got down south and I was like, you know what, fuck people. Let's just rent it and watch it in the room. So we did.
Yeah. My intention was for my birthday, we were going to go see it. And then I looked at the theaters, and the only theater that was playing it was like 40 miles away.
Yeah, I think it was half hour away from where we were saying. I was like, I don't want to drive anymore. I just drove for 18 and a half hours.
No.
But what were you guys' thoughts on it? Together. What do you think?
I
absolutely loved it.
Yeah, what's that like? It was like seeing two old friends, you know? That's what it felt like.
Exactly. Yeah, it was it's an important series to my wife and I. It was actually the first movie we ever watched together was Bogus Journey and Team America World Police. But
there's a combo.
That's how I was like, this girl's cool. I like her. So yeah, that has a lot to do with why we're together, I think. But yeah, it was. I loved it. I like that it. A lot of the time when there's a long time in between sequels, they try to either like rehash the jokes, redo things they've already done, like
reintroduce you to the whole thing again.
The member berries, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, they just started it off like nothing had stopped. Like the last movie just came out last week.
Yeah, it was.
They just picked right up and went right into it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I liked, as always, the super outlandish difference between them and like alternate versions of them, either like the robot us's and stuff. Every time they seen themselves, they were completely different. Like,
well, what about the dick versions of them? Crack me the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Those were so funny.
Yeah, it was
like the two Keanus like arguing with each other, like they're about ready to punch each other out.
It was so great. And like the jail versions of them.
Yeah, they're all buff and shit. That was so funny.
The old versions were great.
Where the opposite end, where they're old. They're talking to themselves. They're old. That was even funny to me.
Yeah, even there's even a little after the credits thing where
of them jamming one last time.
That was so awesome. The end.
Their kids weren't annoying.
Yeah, they weren't annoying, and the end was super cheesy, but it didn't feel out of place to where it bothered me.
I think it was something that needed to happen.
I mean, like the whole series is based on they write a song that unites the world. So I'm like, well, there's got to be this song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it finally happened, and it was everything I wanted. Even that robot guy was like,
"No, I'm Jeff," or whatever his name was. I'm Jeff.
It was funny. So,
but even when they brought Death in, like the whole deal with them, I thought was really kind of nice. And
I like when they just kind of like spied on him a little bit. At first.
Yeah,
just him like talking to himself, and that was cool. And they found
it was really clever. It was like a combination of I think the two previous movies a little bit. I mean, they did the whole heaven and hell thing all over again.
Yeah,
and then picking up, but they had the daughter's picking up the historical characters, but for a different thing.
Yeah, and Hell looked cooler, but I think I like Hell better in Bogus Journey.
I like the fact that it was psychological. It was like it was attacking you psychologically.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Apparently,
but I mean, like I had a smile on my face like the whole time I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
like I was just enjoying it so much. I just even like, and then the ending, I was just kind of like that was something I think I needed to see at this particular moment in time.
Yeah,
was like everybody coming together at the end and all that. I was just like, yeah.
2020 really needed to unite the world.
Yes, it totally did, and that totally scratched that itch for me. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I needed at this moment in time.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it again, but I thought we bought it, but we'd only rented it, and it was like 2 days later, and it was like
it's expired.
It must have just expired. So definitely be buying it when it comes out. Yeah,
Keanu Reeves should have kept his beard.
Yeah,
because he looks like a horse without it.
Yeah,
He just got this long ass face of. And would it have hurt for him to smile?
yeah.
He didn't smile that whole movie. And I was like, you're supposed to be all
Yeah.
and he's just like.
But that other Bill or that other Ted was a dick.
Yeah, still.
Just bum him up.
I think Alex Winters smiled for the both of them. I mean, he had a grin on his face the whole movie.
It's the first time I've ever seen Keanu seem to like actually age a bit. Like,
yeah,
it seemed like
without that beard, he looks like an old man.
him and Paul Rudd are like the ageless wonders.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely glad to see them return to the characters before and not fuck it all up and ruin it. It
felt like it belonged in the franchise. It didn't feel like some little cash grabby thing.
I really missed Rufus in this one, but I was glad that they had like a little kind of
a little homage to him. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought it was kind of funny who they picked to play Deacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beck Bennett from SNL.
I just love the.
And then he's married to Missy now.
Yeah. Are you kidding me, man?
Oh God.
She gets around, man.
And I thought it was kind of cool that they gave Ted's dad something to do, like a little bit more of an expanded role, a little bit.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of neat.
And he finally kind of accepted them for the first time. And
we made all the effort to bring you back into the movie. We might as well have you do something while you're here. Yeah. Instead of just acting like he was possessed by Ted at one point. Yeah, bro. But yeah, that was really, really fun. I was so glad that I sprang for it.
Yeah, I haven't watched a whole lot of other movies, really.
Well, the theaters all opened up out here, so I've been going to the movies a lot.
I don't know if the theater's open across yet, but the border still hasn't opened up, so.
Yeah. So I went to go see Tenet.
Oh, yeah?
And I was alternately impressed and depressed by it.
I remember seeing you posted about it. Yeah,
it's a lot of really cool, interesting ideas, but the execution is just kind of.
Gotta love that.
They don't really explain why things work the way they do. So, do you guys want me to tell you what the big deal is behind it?
Yeah, I don't have barely any knowledge about the movie in general.
Okay, so the whole idea behind it is someone in the future has found a way to invert time. So you first think that at the beginning they tell you that someone has found a way to invert bullets. So there's weaponry out there that shoot bullets in reverse. And it does even more damage to you if you get shot that way.
So like the bullets were in me the whole time and the bullets out?
Well, a bullet might be in the wall and you don't know it, and as you're walking by, it'll just come through your shoulder because you never see the person shooting at you.
Oh.
And it'll fuck you up even worse. And then you find out that no, they've actually just found a way to reverse things, and bullets were the beginning. And there's whole scenes of the movie that are done in reverse, while people that are moving forward are going through them at the same time.
That sounds like I'd just get a headache.
It's really well done. It's really well done. It's interesting to watch happen. The action scenes are really cool. My problem is when you have a movie that's very high concept and you need descriptions and explanations as to why things work the way they do, why would you cover up the dialogue with blasting music and bass and sound effects so you can't understand a word people say? And that's the problem I've had with the last couple of Christopher Nolan movies, like Interstellar and Dunkirk, is for some reason he's like, crank up that music because plot is irrelevant, but you have a high concept movie where plot is relevant and you can't make sense of it because you don't know what people are saying.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, so there's a scene at the end where a character is talking to another through a walkie-talkie, and it's really important information. All you hear is
it's coming through a crappy fast food restaurant.
Well, it's because like the music is just blaring and there's explosions going on in the background, and you might hear somebody go, "Hey," and that's it.
all the music or all the dialogue was
just completely drowned out.
Just recorded through a shitty drive-through speaker.
Basically, and it was just really frustrating. I was like, he went through Christopher Nolan said he'd been writing this movie for like 7 years. I'm like, and you don't want us to see your movie? You don't want us to understand your movie that you've been spending all this time writing? You sabotage your own movie.
Then he leaned forward. I forgot to write lines.
Yeah.
I wrote concepts, and then it was like, I probably got enough to just make this movie.
But I mean, visually, it's amazing. You get to watch a building explode in reverse and forward time at the same time, which is like amazing. It like blew my mind a little bit, and it was done for real somehow. It wasn't like there's barely any CGI in the movie. The music, the soundtrack is actually great because that is all you hear most of the time.
Well, the music was good that you had to hear.
But like everyone was making a big deal about Denzel Washington's kid getting this, major role in a movie and all that, and he was flat as shit. He's just kind of like reciting his dialogue as fast as he can just to get it out. And the funny thing is, Robert Pattinson is the best actor in that movie.
Is there hope for Batman?
Yeah, there is. He's actually really good because he looks like he gave a shit, but like Denzel's kid is just kind of like dialogue. Am I done? Yeah. Okay. But it was cool. I'll definitely watch it again. I'll probably pick it up when it comes out, just so I can like subtitle it.
Watch a movie.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand why you would spend $20 million on a movie and not want people to hear what the people are saying.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I wouldn't recommend it.
And then last week I went and saw New Mutants.
I heard that was actually good.
It is actually really good. It's like a small scale X-Men movie. And it's like 5 characters locked in a place together, and all you have is character development. And it was really short. It was like, I want to say before the end credits began, it was maybe 85 minutes long. But it got its point across, and I liked what it was trying to say. And the characters are interesting, and the acting is actually pretty decent in it. It ties in directly with that after the credit scene from Apocalypse. Where they brought up the Essex Corp thing.
Was it as amazing as Dark Phoenix?
I like Dark Phoenix.
It
was it's different. It's like it's an X-Men movie with like light horror touches. Sweet. And I thought it was really interesting. And it's just sad that this is going to be the last of the Fox X-Men movies before Marvel takes it over. Because I could have definitely seen more movies with these characters in because I really liked them.
But with all the characters that aren't going to be in the MCU now, they desperately need the X-Men now. The X-Men are going to carry it if they get a decent...
Do you really want to see Wolverine played by the High School Musical boy?
Zac Efron?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is that who they chose?
Because that's who I hear they cast.
Wow.
Because he's already ripped and shit, and they don't need to waste time getting him trained.
You know what? I don't know. I've seen some movies that I like him in it.
Well, he breaks out into song and dance just like... what's his name? The guy who played Wolverine the first time. Hugh Jackman did, so.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I don't mind it as long as I can... I don't know. I want to see it first before I pass. Just like when you see an actor has been chosen to be a character you love, and then you're like, that guy's an awful fit, and then they end up kicking ass.
Well, remember when nobody gave a shit about who the fuck is Hugh Jackman? Who the hell's this guy?
Yeah, right.
And then he plays the character like 10 times.
and the only thing he did badly was be too tall.
Yeah, that's the only problem. He definitely did a better job than the guy they originally cast. And that guy is a terrible actor.
Yeah.
What's his name? From Mission Impossible 2, that played the villain. Doug Ray Scott.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he couldn't play Wolverine. He was cast. He had to turn it down because they were doing reshoots for Mission Impossible 2 because they were going to suddenly put in a lot of Matrix-style fight scenes, and he had to go back and reshoot all that stuff, so they cast Hugh Jackman instead.
So the Mission Impossible franchise seems to have Marvel's back, but have it out for the DC films.
Yeah.
So they saved us having a shitty Wolverine, but we also got that blurry lip in
Justice League.
So, middle of the road.
Bonkers! I'm Superman.
I am so stoked from that Snyder cut, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that should be good.
Bring it.
It sounds like they just like completely redid the movie, but it sounds like how much they're adding into it. And how much
4 hours long.
If it's 4 good hours, bring it.
For sure. Affleck was one of those guys that I thought, he wouldn't be that great as Batman, but
I thought he was great.
Yeah, I liked him. I liked him a lot. So.
I liked dark, surly old Batman.
I just
until they made him all jokey in Justice League because Joss Whedon thinks everything needs to be funny all the time.
Right.
What I didn't like about Justice League is his costume looked like they bought it at Walmart. Like, it looked like thrown together, whereas in like Batman versus Superman, it looked
like worn and old.
Quality. Yeah. It literally looked like he was wearing a cheap Halloween costume.
I think it was because of the way Joss Whedon wanted it to work. He lightened up Superman's outfit because he didn't like that it was kind of dark tinted from the other movies. I think they CGI'd some of Batman's suit too to look kind of different after the fact.
Poopy.
Yeah, but we'll see what it originally looks like in the Snyder's cut. Hopefully, we'll see what the original uncut version of that was.
It was kind of surprising when the Flash was my favorite character in a movie that has Batman in it, and I don't like the Flash.
Just don't, because the Batman doesn't usually crack jokes and shit.
If Batman is in a movie and Batman isn't my favorite character, you're doing something completely wrong.
And the Flash is running like a fool.
Like yeah. Well, Flash is almost in some points a carbon copy of Quicksilver from the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But honestly, but
he did get some of the best moments.
Yeah, I was going to say Quicksilver actually was pretty good in those movies, so that's no harm done. Mm-hmm. I think probably my favorite few seconds of Justice League where Superman comes back to life and
and he gives him that look.
Oh, I'm going to do the sneak at him, and he just does that.
Superman just kind of goes like, bitch,
you bitch, and he's just like, what?
Yeah, he's that look though, because the look that Flash sees when he sees Superman look at him, he goes like, ah, shit.
Yeah. He basically gave him the look of like Terminator when he puts the cigar out in his chest, like, really, man?
Yep.
Yeah,
that was great, and I think that was a Joss Whedon moment.
Yeah, and I didn't hate the Justice League movies, so improving it can only be better. I just didn't like the PS2 villain.
Was it Steppenwolf? Yeah,
super generic, but whatevs.
And all the stuff they promised in Batman vs Superman that they didn't follow through on, like the what's it called? The Flash, that dream that Batman had.
Yeah,
that was that was in Justice League, but Whedon took it out for being too dark.
What a bum.
Like they're supposed to show stuff like that happening.
What idiot?
Die. Why? And there was supposed to be a payoff for why Flash popped up randomly. He goes like, "Hey, guy, I might be in a future movie, guy. See you later, bye."
Yeah, it's kind of weak. So hopefully they get it back on its feet and it can stand up to the MCU, because it felt like they had a couple really strong showings and a couple total deads. So what's up? You know what I haven't done or talked about in a while? Some VR.
Oh, shit.
Got anything for me?
I kind of do.
Yeah,
my pick for today is Thumper.
Thumper.
Yeah.
T-Humper.
So I picked this up through Limited Run. Tesseract Unfolded on Twitch, one of the Cartridge Club. Every time I would stream something VR related, he'd be like, "You need to play Thumper. It's like so visceral." So I picked it up through Limited Run, and it's a rhythm game in VR where you play as like this beetle ship, and you're like basically flying down a Hot Wheels track, and the beat changes depending on what obstacles are in your way, and it corresponds with a specific controller movement that you need to pass that obstacle. It could be a turn, it could be a sudden turn in the track that you need to like angle your character at so he'll make the turn instead of hitting the wall. It could be something you need to break through. You might need to put your shields up, which are like your little wings that'll pop up. Might need to break through something with that. And it's just, the music is just really, I wouldn't really say it's techno. It's kind of like the stuff that you would hear like in a football game with like the drum major type thing.
Oh.
But where there's electronics in it, because it's very bass heavy, and the bass always has, or the drums, the beat always has to do with when you're breaking through something.
So it's like a techno marching band?
It's just really strange. I can't really categorize it. It's not really techno. It's not like stuff like that. It's hard. It's unique.
It's but
the thing is, every time you do one of those maneuvers to bypass an obstacle, it adds to the music.
Okay.
And
So
it's
more
really
elements?
strange, but it's really, really fun. And man, does it get goddamn hectic. Like, I wanted to punch the wall a couple of times because I couldn't pass certain areas because I just couldn't move my fingers fast enough to break through all the obstacles. Because some of the combinations you need to do are complicated at
So
times.
you only play with you only play with a DualShock?
If you have carpal tunnel, don't play this game.
And if you want carpal tunnel, this will help you.
Yeah. It's really, really fun though. The music is a highlight. The graphics are great.
Cool.
It's very addictive. It just gets really complicated later on, and it gets very hard. Like, there's a really high difficulty spike, but it's beautiful to look at too.
Sweet.
So I highly recommend that one. And I think it's available on the Switch too, but why would you want to not play it in VR?
Why would you want to play anything on the Switch?
Yeah. Toads.
Have you checked out VR at all, Dan?
No, I mean, not. I don't have any home VR stuff now. So, I mean, I've VR, some, but
I quote Arnold Schwarzenegger: "Do now."
Go now.
Do now. Come on.
Yeah, and I'll probably
Get the VR. Come on.
We'll have to bring it to MGC next year, and we'll all throw down on some VR.
That'd be cool.
We'll turn you into the lawnmower man.
Awesome. Yeah, I never.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten into it if it wasn't for this guy. Or this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you really into it?
Yeah,
You have like how many headsets you got?
I had 3.
Nice.
I picked one up for you.
Yep.
And then I got a deal on another one around the same time, and I hooked up Church. So with the trifecta going, I haven't found another cheap one for a while because I'd keep grabbing them if they're cheap and then just spread the good word. But
the VR gospel.
yeah, so it's it's just something I didn't think I'd really get that into, and I'm glad I tried something else after Resident Evil. I was like, oh, I guess it makes me sick. I'm not trying it anymore.
Yeah.
I most games don't have any effect on me. I can play for hours, but that one sadly was the only one that did, and that's probably the one I wanted to play the most. But between the two of us, I don't know, we're kind of hooked on it. But
I picked up that Trover game.
Trover Saves the Universe. Yeah.
And that's
Fucking piece of shit.
I love it.
That game made me laugh so hard. Like, I'm up here cackling, and I'm sure my neighbor's like, "Is he smoking that weed?"
You can actually play that without VR, which is cool. But
why would you not want?
Totally different. It's totally different on VR. So if you do happen across a cheap one, I'd say snap it up because
definitely.
Yeah, I don't have like a fear of heights or anything like that. But like the first game I played was super hot, and it's like that white room in the Matrix where like they were getting all their guns.
Yeah,
it's like a puzzle game with weapons. It's like you have these characters that you need to shoot. You only have so many bullets and so many weapons available to you. Kill them before they kill you. And if you stand still, they move in slow motion. If you start to move, they move in fast motion. Kill them now. Yeah. And I realized at one point, I just happened to look down while I was waiting for the game to start. I happened to look down and realize I was standing on like a plank that was about the width of my 2 feet put together. And beyond that, it was a drop to like 13 stories down. And I went like, oh,
yeah,
oh.
And some things really vary with it. Like some things are totally just like a quick experience built around like one mechanic, and other ones are just like amazing, like sprawling, like complete adventures like Blood and Truth and stuff like that.
Yeah, where like it makes you do the hand movement your character needs to do for things.
Yeah, like just totally immersive. So yeah, definitely. And
you get to watch 3D Blu-rays in them.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
The one thing I tried when I had more than one of the headsets here was like, I wonder if I could hook up 2 of these, and then my wife and I could both watch like a 3D movie, like thing. And no. So it's just they broke Couch Co-op, and then they got rid of Couch VR together.
You just need 2 PS4s and 2 PSVRs and 2 copies of the same movie.
Yeah, I guess that's what I got to start doing now. So I'm glad I haven't really heard much of Thumper. I remember you mentioning it in one when you're doing your VR collection video. But
I streamed it a couple times on Twitch. They might still be there. I don't know.
Okay.
But like, it started off me going like, "This is the greatest thing ever," and then like the further I went, I was just like, "I want to throw something."
Right on.
But it's fun. It's good. It's like really addictive. Like I just didn't want to stop streaming it, but I had to stop myself.
Did you have to?
I did.
Damn.
I did.
Right on. Well, why don't we move into some pickups?
Yeah.
Start with you, Dan. What's some pickups?
I haven't got too much lately. I just had to build a computer from scratch.
That counts.
Yeah, that was kind of a big expensive thing, but of course, I mean, I had to pick up Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Awesome.
But yeah, I haven't really got too much. Mall Brawl was one of the last ones I got.
Did you get a chance to play the 3D All Stars yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. I just picked it up yesterday, and I've been running around like crazy, so haven't had a chance. Have you guys pick it up?
I picked it up, but I made the mistake of ordering it instead of just like grabbing it at my Walmart that has like 35 copies of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stuck across in International Falls, across the border, and I don't know when I'll get it. It's over there with Avengers.
Oh man!
And
I probably won't buy it because 2 of the 3 games I don't like.
I love it. I love Mario 64. I liked the very little amount of Sunshine I played, and I think I've only really watched my brother play Galaxy. So
yeah, the only game out of those 3 I can stand is Galaxy.
That's the only one I haven't played. Galaxy just kind of skipped me over. So
yeah, Mario 64
was one of the few Wii games I really enjoyed the first time I had a Wii, when I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
But now I appreciate it.
It looks really cool, and I've heard like it's, as far as motion control games go, like it's almost like they just made the Wii shit around that game. Like it's like, well, I mean,
well, it is kind of strange when you need to get launched when you need to get launched into orbit. You got to shake the Wiimote like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I might have played it for a couple of minutes, and it looked cool, but I didn't really get much from like what the hell was going on.
It's kind of easy.
I was like, oh, you're
I
on.
would say it's like one of the easier Mario games.
I was like, you're on a tiny like rock, and this is the whole planet. So it doesn't look very explorable. then I saw them. I've seen more like since then, but yeah, I have them both, and I've been meaning to check them out. And I heard this one you don't need to use the motion controls; you can just use like a pro controller. So
yeah,
I'm all for that.
I think it still has motion controls though, even with the pro controller. There's like
shake the controller.
Well, you got to point the star at stuff,
or just shake it like.
Oh yeah, to pick up the little star icons.
Yeah,
jumping around. Yeah.
But if you take it out of the dock, you can push this touch screen. You can just touch the screen. So.
Okay. Well,
I was wondering how that would work.
I look forward to checking it out. I'm not as stoked or pissed off about it like everyone else seems to be. I'm just kind of like middle of the road. Like, I'd like to own them again. They're good enough that I don't mind double dipping. I don't.
Yeah.
These are Nintendo games that I haven't bought 5-6 times, so this will be my second time owning all of them. So it's something I'm more likely to check out Galaxy on the Switch than probably throw it on my Wii. So we'll see. And it'll be my first like super in-depth experience of Sunshine, as long as I don't commit myself to my Nintendo curse I mentioned, where I just kind of go, "This is awesome."
Did you beat Odyssey?
No. I was playing that with my son though, so with my daughter. So when we get to play games together, it's very scarce. But even when they were home all the time for the last 6 months, we're in the middle. We're playing more important games. We're playing Ultimate Alliance 3 together. It's slowly
because the Spider-Man is in it.
Spider-Man and Wolverine. Oh, take that, Marvel versus Capcom. But yeah, we got that's our game of choice when we play something lately. But yeah, I'll get to. Maybe I'll just have to do a Mario marathon. That'll be a a theme. Maybe I'll do them
I'm sorry, a who marathon?
Mario marathon.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do Mario March or some shit.
I was wondering if you were saying it like everyone else in Canada says it, like Mario.
It's always been Mario.
Okay.
Mario's like an old mom thing would say. Oh, you playing your Mario games on your Nintendo? Like, mom.
It just makes me laugh every time I hear like Michael B. the Game Genie say the Mario. I was like, what are you doing?
He's the only one, and he's embarrassing us all.
I was like, I'm Italian. I take offense, sir.
Yeah.
It's like when I hear someone say, I was eating some Italian food last night. Shut up. How dare you?
And then when they type, they use italics. You're like, come on now.
I'm like, do you call the country Italy?
I tallied up how many times I need to smack you for saying that wrong. Yeah, it's punk.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other cool stuff you picked up? You said Mall Brawl and
Yeah, Mario.
And then Mario.
It's just like $1,000 of computer parts. Yeah, I haven't picked up other than that.
Good. That's an investment though.
Yeah.
I was actually going to build a PC a few years ago, but it was like at the time when graphics cards were like super hard to come by without paying ridiculous prices.
Oh yeah, all the money.
And everything else was like pretty cheap, but then like the card I wanted was like 3/4 of the price of the thing. So I was like, eh. And then we found out that if I just got a pre-built, it would not only have everything that I specified I wanted, but also the card and everything like included, and the case and all this other shit. And it was like $500 cheaper than what we had like added everything up to. And I was like, and I don't have to do it myself and probably wreck it.
Right.
So it's good. I mean, I was just like, oh, I'm not really sacrificing anything I really wanted in it. So that was good.
That's cool if it could work out. Yeah.
And that was like when I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do so much with so many videos with this, and then I like went hardcore for like a little bit.
We know how that turned out.
I'm using it right now for this podcast, so it's a total waste.
Yeah.
It is cool. It's always good to get something new and not have to use a crappy old laptop. That's what I was using before.
Yeah.
It would lock up and slow down. Cool. Well, Chris, I know you just went shopping today.
Yeah.
What'd you see?
Ventured up to Milwaukee to go hang out with its Rocket Sauce from the Cartridge Club.
Yay.
And it took me to, I think, 7 or 8 shops today. And I only bought stuff at 3 of them.
I was a big fan of the one you sent me pictures of. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was the first place we went, and it's called Freak Toys, and it's in Sheboygan.
I was Sheboygan in my jeans when I saw that. All them Ghostbuster toys. Ooh.
Yeah, we walked in there, and it doesn't look like a huge shop.
For work.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a huge shop when you first get there, when you're like walking up to the store, but it is like deep, and it is, I want to say, like 60% toys.
Nice.
And
so it looks like a little hole in the wall, and then you get in there, and you're like, they got a lot of
huge.
shit.
It is huge, and they still had a section of it like blocked off because of COVID that they didn't want to use because it's like out of view from the registers, so they didn't want to have to worry about people being back there without masks on and shit. So like, it would normally be even bigger.
Wow. The back there having a no mask orgy.
Yeah. Woo. And I can hear it right now. What you say, Ma?
Well, that's cool.
So yeah, it's like 60% toys, 25% movies, and the rest video games. But the thing is, everything there was really well priced. And I said to myself, what was I going to look for while I was there? Because I wasn't looking for anything specific. I was like, if I find any Saturn games, yes. If I find any of those Dreamcast games I need to fix or finish my collection, yes. Maybe find some Super Nintendo stuff, maybe? Didn't. But I did buy 3 games at that store, and those are the only games I'm going to talk about that I bought, because I did buy a lot of other stuff. But I picked up a Game Boy Color game that they had in the box that was like super cheap, and I didn't even know it existed. It's Tomb Raider: Curse of the Sword.
I've played that. Yeah.
It's a side-scrolling Tomb Raider game.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually heard it's all right.
Yeah, and I was
It's
looking
like
at
Aladdin, from what I remember someone saying.
Yeah, it was complete. They still had the manual in here, and the manual looks like no one ever touched it. So I was like, yeah, sure. New Tomb Raider game I've never played before? Sure, why not?
Can you confirm or deny, Dan? Does it play like kind of like Aladdin? 'Cause, like, I think I remember someone saying that.
Yeah. It's well to
With
me,
guns.
maybe more Prince of Persia, like the old
Okay.
Prince of Persia.
Okay.
But it looked pretty cool. And I don't have
Yeah.
very many Game Boy Color games, so I said, this is the one. And I did find a lot of Saturn games while I was out. So I picked up one called Gun Griffin,
Cool.
which is a giant mech game that looks just like Battletech type stuff, which is right up my alley.
I love mechs.
So they had this in like the case at the front by the register where all the expensive stuff was. Turned out it wasn't that expensive.
Well, damn.
That is, I think they kept the ones that still had the hinges intact behind the register.
Oh, bummer.
So I was just like, yeah, can I see that Gun Griffin that you got there? I want to see if see what your price is. 'Cause I couldn't see the price, and he gave it to me. I was just like, fuck yeah, I'll take it. I don't care if it's good or not. For that price, shit, yeah. So yeah, there's that. And I picked up a PlayStation 1 game I didn't even know anything about. And
What's
it's
that?
called Invasion from Beyond.
Oh, cool. I like the art on
And
that.
it's made by the people who did Rogue Trip,
Also, have not heard of that.
which is that's a Twisted Metal knockoff.
Okay.
But it's actually pretty good. There's an Elvis impersonator you can play as.
Or Destroy.
But yeah, the game is like, it looks like it's Mars Attacks, the video game.
Cool.
So I just took one look at it. I was like, you are coming home with me.
Yeah.
I like it even says it plays at an incredible 50 frames per second.
Ooh.
Even PC snobs wouldn't turn their nose up at that.
Suck a dick, PC Master Race.
Sweet.
But do you want me to talk about the movies I picked up too?
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ended up, I went there with the intention of buying nothing but games, but the two of the places we went to were a chain. I don't remember what the name was.
Well, you almost got PayPal'd some money real quick.
Yeah, It was.
Right.
I think it's like
Right.
media. It has media in the title, but whatever. Like I was saying earlier, was I guess before COVID they were really known for having good selection of games, but they had been kind of cleaned out, so they had like nothing good. But their movie sections were gigantic, and I spent more time looking at that. So I ended up buying more movies today than I did games. So like one thing I picked up was another one of those DC animated films. I picked up Batman versus Two-Face.
I like
which is
that one.
which is the second of the Burt Ward and Adam West voiced.
That's also the
Batman
last time
animated.
Adam West ever played Batman.
Yeah, I have the first one already. I have the Cape Crusader one, and now I have the second. Ah! Don't go to the light.
My boys were really, really hooked on that one after we got it. It was one of those like immediate hits where, you know, sometimes with kids you got to show them things a couple times before they really get into it. But they're like, I want to watch Batman and Two-Face. All right.
I still need to finish the other one. That's the problem. I have the first one. I still need to finish watching it. I started it and I fell asleep. Not that it was bad. It was late at night. So I figured if I'm going to be looking for movies, I was going to buy any 3D Blu-rays I didn't have in my collection. So this is an upgrade because I had bought this when it first came out on Blu-ray, and it came with like a fake 3D mode where it just came with like a pair of glasses for you to watch the movie on TV. And it sucks. So I found the actual 3D Blu-ray of Coraline.
Cool.
So I saw this in the theater in 3D, and it was kind of amazing. So watching that fake-ass 3D bullshit, that didn't work.
That's awesome.
I think the glasses were purple and green.
We actually just watched that about, I think it was right before I went on my trip. We watched that with the kids, and they loved it.
It's creepy as shit, but yeah, finding an actual 3D Blu-ray, that's great.
They thought it was cool that I had a PS2 game of it too, but then my daughter was like, "That's cool. I don't want to play it though. It's probably really scary."
Okay, other daughter.
Yeah.
And I found some 4Ks. I found Overlord,
Cool.
which was supposed to be Cloverfield 4 until the Cloverfield 3 got sent straight to Netflix and sucked. So they changed the name. It's this is as close as we're ever going to get to a Wolfenstein movie. So it's kind of awesome. It's World War II, but what if the Nazis were doing scientific experiments trying to make super soldiers and shit?
You got
and
my
it's
intro.
gory as hell, but it's kind of awesome. And I also picked up The Goonies in 4K.
Never heard of it.
I know, right? What's that? What? Who needs this 80s shit? As long as it has the music video by Cyndi Lauper on it, which it does.
We got all the obscure stuff on here. The Goonies, Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I know, right? Who've heard of this? So I had to pick that up. And then this is a movie I saw once a long time ago, and I really liked it because it has a really cool twist at the end, but it's called Dead and Buried.
Metal.
It's a horror movie. The guy who directed Poltergeist 3, he made this right before he made Poltergeist 3.
I know I've seen it, but I don't remember a damn thing about it.
It's like this like seaside town. People just start getting, like, anyone that comes into the town that isn't a townie ends up getting murdered. And it has something to do with wax people. And that's all I'm going to say. It has a very awesome dissolving of somebody's head with acid scene.
Is there ever a not awesome dissolving someone's head with acid?
But yeah, I know, right? But the woman who played Dale in the Flash Gordon movie from the 80s, she's in it. And she's hot as hell. But it has a really... I remember I did not see the twist ending coming. And it kind of blew me away, so I wanted to watch that again. And then the last one I picked up is a movie that I used to watch all the time when I was younger. It's called Street Trash.
Oh, okay. Is that the...
This is the movie where the guy flushes himself down the toilet.
Okay, yeah.
A guy that owns a liquor store finds this box of liquor in the crawl space called Venom, and he ends up trying to sell it to the hobos who come in trying to steal his liquor.
Yeah.
So he like sells it for $1, and every time someone drinks it, they melt.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
But they never... There's blood in the movie, but it's never red. It's always some other weird-ass color.
Green or brown.
So, like, yeah, the first guy drinks it while he's sitting on a toilet, and he starts to melt, and you can actually see it on the back right here. He like turns blue, and he flushes himself down the toilet by accident.
That's
One woman drinks it, and her tits explode with yellow shit.
As you do.
There's a scene where the king of the hobos rips off a guy's dick and throws it around like a football and tries to play keep away from the guy who wants it back.
Yeah, speaking of that, the semi-local band, I think I mentioned a few times on here, VHS, it does like horror themed metal. They have a song about that actually.
It's really funny. And the funniest thing is Bryan Singer worked on this movie.
Awesome.
The director. This is the first movie he ever worked on as a PA.
Is that like a trauma movie, or
it could have been? No, it wasn't. It was just a really low budget horror movie that came out like in the mid to late 80s.
Okay.
And I remember watching Joe Bob Briggs used to have a show on, I think it was Comedy Central, where they would talk about like low budget horror movies and stuff. It was Drive-In something or other.
Oh, it was TNT, wasn't it?
I can't remember what it was called. I watched it a couple of times. I never really watched it regularly, but I would catch, if I caught it, I would watch it. And I remember they talked about it, and they showed the dick keep away scene. And I was just like, what? I'm like, I think I need to watch this movie because it looks ridiculous as hell. Ridiculous.
Non-diculous.
But yeah, it's not, it's a horror movie, but it's really a comedy.
Excellent.
It's just really off the wall, goofy bullshit. It's funny.
I gotta check it out again.
It's pretty awesome.
You
will laugh your ass off because it is so stupid, but it's entertaining as hell.
Yeah, I got it. I seen it a long time ago, but yeah, definitely needs to watch it.
Now.
Cool. Is that it? Is that it for you?
That's for my. That's the some of the notable ones I picked up. I picked up a lot of other stuff. I'm just not going to show it all off now.
Okay. Well, we'll have other episodes. I'm sure we'll
gotta keep some surprises from my pickup video.
You betcha. All right. Well, I'll breeze through my shit so we can get to some.
Oh God.
I only picked up one movie, and it was the new Superman Man of Tomorrow. It's pretty cool. He fights Lobo. He fights Parasite. I liked it.
Cool.
He fights dermatitis.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's in line with the quality of the other ones. I think pretty cool story. Superman's voice at first it took a while for me to get used to it. It didn't really sound very Superman-y.
They always seem to pick weird people to play Superman, don't they?
He had like a higher voice than he usually does. He's
Yeah.
always,
Who's been playing him in the extended ones? The guy from the Stand By Me.
yeah, I can't remember.
The one that was fat in Stand By Me.
Oh.
Jerry O'Connell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell plays him in like the ones that all link up.
Mhm.
But he doesn't use his real voice. He kind of lightens it up.
Yeah,
So when he talks, it's kind of like, "Hey guys, I'm
Yeah.
Superman."
yeah. So it's basically like you know, but they got the Batman Year One where he's basically still figuring out how to be Batman kind of thing. He starts off this wearing like an aviator's helmet and like goggles and just like black, and no one really knows what to call him. And it's kind of not too long after he arrived in Metropolis, kind of thing. So it's kind of at a weird point. It's like he already works for the Daily Planet, but it's like he almost doesn't really know. I think he works for the Daily Planet anyway.
So it's like his origin story type thing.
Almost, but it's not like it's told a lot differently than usual. So it's kind of
Superman Year One.
yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah, I liked it. Then I picked up some rando ass games. This one I picked up purely just because it looks like a total Alien ripoff. It's called Genesis Alpha 1. As you can see,
Hey, Team 17.
look at them. Look at them.
Yeah, no shit.
Alien eggs.
Someone's getting sued.
So yeah, and you're on a ship, and it's a first-person shooter. So it's even remotely like Alien. I'm sure I'm gonna.
Brought to you by the people who made Yoku's Island Express.
It was just purely sure, why not? It's cheap enough. And then I picked up. Speaking of Devolver, I picked up Shadow Warrior.
Yeah,
it was
that's awesome.
Dirty cheap. It always looks like a really good game. I've heard nothing but good stuff about it.
First-person shooter with a gun and a sword.
Why not? Yeah, I had a friend that was like on me to get it.
I streamed that for a while on Twitch.
There's a game I know you got because I remember talking to you about it when you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue Trooper.
Oh yeah, I asked you about that because I didn't know what it was a redux of.
Yeah, it was on the PS2 and the Wii, and I thought there was a second one for some reason. I guess not. I'm probably thinking of Conduit. And this other one I picked up called Armello Special Edition. It's like an isometric kind of like tabletop board game RPG. I don't know. A lot going on. It comes with the soundtrack too, so that's cool.
Nice.
Sweet. But yeah, I hadn't really heard anything about this.
A couple of those games you're talking about today I never heard of before, like the Alien one and all that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard. Yeah, that was a total blind buy. So was this one. It just looked cool. It was cheap, and I don't mind trying new things for cheap. So I'm probably gonna check that out pretty soon. Another one I've seen a couple times. I thought I grabbed it previously, and I hadn't. But I grabbed Zombie Vikings Ragnarok Edition, which is like a little hack and slash, I think, platformer game. Looks neat. Can't wait to check it out. And yeah, this is the first game I've ever gotten in this series. It was like a daily deal at the EB Games I went to, and it's a VR game. So I got Neptunia Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R. Okay, but it's like a VR RPG. So
Is it a first person?
Looks like it. Third person, maybe.
Weird.
Oh, there's all types of weird junk going on in the back here.
So those games are weird.
Yeah, like I said, I've been aware of them. I just have never picked one up. So, looking forward to checking that out. Adding to the pile of VR games I've been kind of neglecting. Already mentioned this one, Tony Hawk. Everyone knows what that is. And then I picked up another oddball one. It was like price matched automatically, so someone must have been selling it cheaper. And it came out yesterday, and it's WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which is like
Yeah, John Riggs just talked about that too.
Yeah, it was like it plays kind of like the WWE All Stars that came out last gen. Plays a little bit like
like Legends of Wrestling or whatever.
kind of like the Def Jam games a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't played too much of it. I've more seen videos of it than that. But it comes with a QR code for the Supercard mobile game. And as soon as I tweeted about this, I got hit with a barrage of, hey, using that QR code questions. And a guy straight up just PM'd me and was like, I'll give you like $20 for that. And I was like, all right. So I got the game. I think the game was 49 Canadian to start. And I think it got marked down. I think it was 35 or something for the price match. And then I got $20 for it. So I basically got a brand new game for $15. And I like it. I'm hoping it at least is a little bit better than that shit show of a game that they released last year. This is basically in place of 2K21.
2K21.
2K20 was and remains a complete shit show, but I bought it anyway because I saw it for ridiculously cheap. So I'm still going to check it out.
There's a reason why it was cheap.
Yeah, I'm not expecting good, and you know I own every one in that series. So, and then last little one, the Salvation Army store in town finally opened back up. And they were also having like a 50% off sale. So I grabbed a nice stack of games. And I'd say this is probably my standout because I've been wanting it for a while. Never really went out of my way, but I got 13. I believe they're remaking this. They're doing a HD remaster.
Yeah, it's what's it called?
It's always looked like a really cool game. And I've always
cell shaded first person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the dude on the back here kind of looks like some character from Archer or something. So yeah, it's very comic booky.
It's drink o'clock.
Like I said, I've always wanted to play it, so it's kind of cool to get that. I got a whole bunch of stuff. It was 50% off, and also they have if you buy multiples of media, like you buy 3 games, it's like I can't remember what the regular price is. I think they're like $3 each, but if you buy like 3, it's like $5 or something. And then they did 50% off that deal that they always have. So I got like probably, I don't know, I sent you the picture. I think it was like 10 games and I paid like $3 for all of it. So whatever. It was cool. I picked up some literature. First up is Terminator Sector War.
Who reads?
I do. I did this.
I like
the pictures are cool.
And to let you know that I didn't steal it, this thing's still in here and it didn't go off when I left the store. But yeah, more Terminator. You know I love that shit. So it's a pretty small book. I'll probably be able to read that whenever I get time to read again. And then I got a big thick boy. The Witcher Omnibus. As much as I love the Witcher games, I've never delved into much more than the Netflix series, and it's a nice big thicky graphic novel from a whole bunch of the Dark Horse comics collected. Yeah, so
what's that, Mom? What'd you say about that?
Looks cool. Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Did somebody say thick?
Well, yeah, I know like the series is based off the novels, but I figured I don't have time to read novels. As much as I love to read, I know I don't have time to.
God damn.
So happy to add those. But weirdly enough, on my trip, I spent more money on action figures than games. I got more action figures than games. And here's a couple of them. Speaking of our thick boy, Jackman, I got the Marvel Legends Wolverine.
God damn.
Damn, that's a nice leather coat. So
you can slip those blades into my bed anytime.
Speaking of blades, I got the Mortal Kombat Spawn figure too.
I didn't know they didn't release that. Holy shit.
He is a beaut. I like it.
That's cool.
I've got the was it 25th, 30th anniversary, whatever, the first Spawn figure.
Mm-hmm.
They did a Kickstarter. Todd McFarlane did for the It's basically a redo of the original Spawn figure and the first Spawn comic together. And I think I'm gonna be getting that in November, so more on that later. But yeah, I don't have a lot of
spoilers.
I've always liked Spawn, but I don't have barely anything. And as you know, I've been collecting the DC multiverse figures, and I loaded up for me and my boy because this is something we've been collecting together. I got the Batman who laughs, who looks like Marilyn Manson Joker. Pretty cool. And
Tee.
I got a Batgirl. It's a pretty cool Batgirl.
Yowza.
Pretty swanky. Got the White Knight Joker. He's got like a GCPD.
He's got a dildo gun.
Yeah, well, he's got on the Batman plane, the Batwing, or whatever. He's got the.
You ain't going nowhere.
I grabbed Nightwing. It's pretty cool. I like these figures. The articulation on them is excellent. I got to get a display case for these guys, and then to go with
You got the room for it now.
I don't have any room for anything. I'm one of those. I'm buying it, and I'm gonna find out where I'm gonna put it. I got. It's kind of a different one.
You got the ceilings.
It's the White Knight Batman.
That's pretty cool.
I like his utility belt. Probably my favorite part of that costume. And this is like the most metal Batman outfit of all time. It's
what?
Wow.
The Hellbat armor. Holy fuck. I don't know. I don't think I've read this story.
Yeah, I haven't.
But I'm assuming he goes up against Mortal Kombat Spawn, so I thought that was awesome. And actually the Batman Who Laughs, the Catwoman and Nightwing figures all came with like a build. Sometimes they have a part like a leg or an arm for another character. If you buy the whole set, you can finally build the three of them all came with a third of the Batmobile, so got to build a Batmobile too. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of these goddamn things. So, yeah, it's kind of exciting to actually open an action figure. I rarely open action figures, but since
we know
my son. Oh, looking back, I also got a new one for the collection.
Oh, Blaster!
Blaster for the classic series. And Walmart finally caught on.
Cover your receptors, Perceptor.
When Soundwave came out and Starscream came out and Optimus Prime came out, like the Optimus Prime without the trailer, just the goddamn truck. This guy right here. Well, don't knock everything down, fella. Just this was going for $70 Canadian. And I was like, ain't no way I'm buying that.
Yeah, you better buy that Unicron figure.
Got it for $5.
Yeah.
Then no one bought it for $70. Who would have thought? And Soundwave there was like $80. No one bought them. I got them for $9. And then they just put this out brand new, and he was like $30, $39, I think. You know what? That's reasonable. I'll just pick it up because they only had 3 of it.
We had bootleg Blaster when I was a kid.
Bootleg?
My mom went to Italy to visit her family, and while she was out there, she bought a Blaster. And when she brought it back, she's like, "Oh, I bought you some Transformers while I was out there." And she gave it to us, and that Blaster was black and gray.
What the hell is this? You got Blaster. Okay.
Yeah, Bluster. So we're just kind of like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So I actually went everywhere looking for which one was it? The Marilyn Manson Joker looking Batman Who Laughs, and the what was it? Nightwing. I looked everywhere at all the toy. Like we went to toy stores and stuff for things for the kids while we're on the trip. Multiple like Walmarts for just supplies and whatever. Couldn't find them anywhere. Went to Thunder Bay, where I go 4 hours away from home. pretty often. What do I find? All that shit. So I went on this big long trip. I bought barely anything there, but on the way back, I go to the same shit places I always go to, and I got 95% of the stuff I bought the whole time I was gone. So, needless to say, just don't go to Brampton. It sucks ass, and everyone drives like a total prick. So there's no review of that place. Don't go there. There's nothing for anybody there except
And knowing is half the battle.
Except for potential multiple car accidents every time you go to drive anywhere. It's
nice.
It's horrific to drive there, and everyone's a dick. Okay.
In Canada, that sounds like no, that can't be.
I didn't feel like I was in Canada.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I felt
Someone
like
takes your wallet. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm robbing you, but I need this. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess I should highlight a movie. You talked about...
you got a movie pick for us?
Yeah. It's a movie that I think anyone who's ever worked in the service industry, whether it be restaurants or even like
retail,
anywhere you got to deal with customers. And that is waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all ever seen this?
Oh, hell yeah. I saw that shit in the theater.
It is great. Not only is it Ryan Reynolds, but it's
so angry.
It's so angry. You want to know why we don't play it? You really want to know? It's because of this.
Don't make me give you the bat wing.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, excellent movie. It's one of like the...
It's Clerks at a restaurant.
It's one of the comedy movies that I can watch and it always makes me laugh. Like, some movies it was hilarious the first time, still pretty funny second time, third time you're like, yeah. But this one, my wife and I always reference it, and then after a while we're just like, we'll see we're referencing it more and we'll be like, we just got to watch it again. So it's
just don't watch the sequel.
Oh no,
I did say that.
Don't watch the sequel. Just don't.
I did. Of course, like they didn't get Ryan Reynolds to come back for it, and then they should.
Of course not. They couldn't get him to come back for the Van Wilder sequels either.
Yeah.
They couldn't get him to come back for the Green Lantern sequel. Oh wait, there was a what?
He actually is. He's actually playing Green Lantern in a small part in the Snyder Cut. I heard.
I hear, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they
don't fuck that up.
Hopefully they revise his outfit. But how is he gonna? I'm just wondering how he's gonna fit in there when he was killed before it came to fruition in Deadpool too. So, they're gonna have to.
That's in a different continuity.
The movie was never even written.
Don't forget the alternate universes that are out there, alternate worlds.
Yeah,
that's from Earth 37.
I just showed all the figures from the multiverse collection, so
there you go.
Anything can happen. So I like that movie. I think you should check it out if you've ever worked in a restaurant, especially if you haven't seen it. So check it. I figured I'd try to go with something that wasn't a horror movie for once. So I went for some ha-has. Yeah. So did you guys check out any news lately?
That PS5 event.
Everyone talking about finally got a price for the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparable.
And they didn't beat the price. They just matched it for the.
I felt like they were waiting for Microsoft to drop the ball first.
They 100% were waiting for the prices righted. I thought they were just totally going to prices right them.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, oh, $4.99.
We're doing $4.98.
Ours is $4.98 if you want it.
It's like someone trying to lowball like a person selling the exact same thing on eBay.
Yeah. Hence less. Yeah, so I don't know. What camp are you guys in? What are you guys thinking? You want to get first or only or what?
I mean, I'm probably going to pick up. I don't know if I'm going to get it on launch, not the PS5 anyway. I usually wait like a year for those them to work the bugs. I got burned on the 360.
Oh,
You know,
man.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
Even though I bought mine a year after it came out, I still got burned on it.
Yeah.
I still have all my 360s. They all work.
For about 2 seconds.
You got to Fonz the side of a couple of them to get the disc tray to come up. It's fine. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone's I've actually seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh man, Xbox got it."
Yeah, like Radical Reggie has been like a PlayStation person since the first one came out.
Yeah,
And I think he bought a 360 when it came out, but he didn't really like it, so he skipped the Xbox One completely.
yeah, nice.
Now he's like Xbox One, Xbox Series X day one.
Well, the Game Pass really.
Well, he's been like buying Xbox One games now and showing off all these Xbox One games he's been, so he can play them when he gets his Series X.
Mhm.
So he's like, yeah, I'll get the PS5 sometime, but right now I'm all about the Xbox.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's pretty surprising. So I'm not seeing any games that make me need a Series S. Series
Yeah.
X. It's
That
great.
last event of theirs was pretty lackluster.
It's great if you're in a Radical Reggie type
Situation.
where you're like, oh, I didn't have an Xbox One X, or if you're someone who trades up and gets the next gen, like, yeah, you're going to have a lot of games to play right off the bat. But if you've been keeping up,
Yeah, there's really nothing coming out
Yeah.
for launch that is like, oh,
I didn't see no Gears of War yet. Gears of War is probably what's going to sell me the console.
Yeah.
Honestly.
either that or like the new Halo.
Yeah, Halo's not even going to be launched.
Yeah, which is what are you thinking, Microsoft?
Well, they're thinking.
Aren't they remaking Reach or making a sequel to Reach also?
Reach has been added to the Master Chief Collection.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they're waiting on Halo because everyone ripped on how it looked like a Xbox.
Yeah, they're going to revamp it a little bit.
So,
It was also an early build, from what I understand.
yeah.
Like Sonic movie,
Yeah. Sonic.
I still got 4 and 5 to play, and I own like you. I own the Halo 4 360.
Mhm.
Halo 4 has never been in it. When I got an Xbox One, I got the bundle that came with the Master Chief Collection, which also includes 4. I never played it.
Halo 4 is my favorite one.
And I bought Guardians, and I never played it. But Halo Wars 2, hell yeah, I played the shit out of that for some reason. So, I don't know. I don't not like Halo. I just haven't been in a Halo mood, I guess. I should fix that. Maybe I'll be super stoked. I got a lot of time before the other one comes out. But about them games they were talking about at Final Fantasy 16 and whatnot.
I saw that trailer for 16 and I was like, now that is what I've wanted these games to be like for the longest time.
I'm like, where's the convertible?
No, where's the bros? That's what I want to know. Where's the bros? Where's the bromance, yo?
I don't even see any cool muscle cars.
No, I'm just like, what are you doing today, guys? No, just drive around, kill some shit.
We're
Bang.
Korean boy band shit.
Yeah. Oh man, we might sing. We might slash a couple swords. We might sing a bit. I don't know. We might jerk each other off.
Just gonna push
Yeah. So
It looks. I'm glad that they went back to like the high fantasy, Final Fantasy. I was like, that was like yes.
yeah, pretty stoked on that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Any other games stick out to you guys at all?
Well, Miles Morales looks pretty cool.
And yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, also on PS4, we found out.
Yep.
Oh,
And
also
if you
Horizon
just put
2
that disc in your PS5 and it automatically updates it to
and Horizon 2, so you don't even have to buy 2 copies of it.
yeah, which is kind of cool, I guess.
I don't.
I'll probably still just wait.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm not super stoked about Call of Duty that much anymore, that Cold War does look pretty cool.
I'm hearing shitty stuff about that demo they put out, but also I know you're
the multiplayer, yeah.
I know you don't. You're like me. I mean, you don't really care about the multiplayer.
No, not at all. But the bit that they showed from the campaign looked pretty rad.
Yeah, I was pretty. lukewarm on this year, the Modern Warfare. My brother bought it digitally, so
Yeah.
I got to play it, and it seemed more by the numbers, like formulaic than any of the games. It felt like, oh, I haven't played for a couple of the games. Played that, and I was like, oh yeah, there's the sniper level. Oh yeah, there's this level. You know, like they have to have them in there now. It's like a trope almost for that kind of thing. So I was just like, oh yeah, and it was okay, but I'm okay skipping a couple again.
Yeah, the last one I played was World War II.
I check in on the series, and I heard really good stuff about World War.
World War II is great. It has that has a big, huge like whoa ending.
My thing with Call of Duty is my max price I'll pay is $10. They're the highest selling games out there.
They don't need my $60.
So I know
soon to be 70.
I know some mom's gonna need to trade up or get rid of some games for her kid, and they'll be like $5-10 on Facebook Marketplace at some point, and they'll go, yeah, she's got another game I actually care about, so yeah, I guess I'll get both of those. Or I had actually a neighbor kid that lives 2 houses away, who's actually the kid of one of my best friends, just like popped over one day when I was getting my groceries out of the car and gave me a Black Ops 4, and I was like, well, that's the only way I was going to get Black Ops 4
free.
So I've got all of them.
Now you just got to get a PS Plus account.
Yeah,
to play that one.
Oh, it's Xbox. It was Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I usually grab them on Xbox. Yeah, the only one I don't own is the Modern Warfare that for this year. So, but like I said, played it. Whatevs. What really stood out to me, I know I'm skipping a lot. Well, Returnal looked great. It was good to see more of that. Good to see some actual gameplay on a couple of the games. But let's talk about my boy Kratos.
They just hinted at it, but it's there. It's coming. It's happening. I can see your boner underneath the screen. I mean, I can see it. I know it's there.
That teaser left me very confused because a man's voice has never made me jizz.
Did he say boy?
So, yeah,
5 million times.
Coming out, it was a little leaky.
Drippy drip.
So, but weirdly enough, I went from wanting this day one, because we were talking about it before. I was like, I think I might actually day one or very close to launch buy this. I'm now waiting till God of War is out. Now that I know it's coming out next year, because I know they're probably going to make a God of War bundle or a God of War console, and I'm going to be like, shit, not going to buy another one. So that's how that's
You're going to have a God of War router.
Yeah. And I don't want to have to wait around for crackhead price like I managed to snag.
People are already scalping that shit for like $1,000.
Oh yeah,
it's turning into the PS3 all over again.
People are getting outraged like they always do, and I'm just keeping my stance that I always do with that kind of shit. Is I just laugh at the people that so desperately need this that they'll pay for that price. I don't. Yeah, you know what? These guys that charge these ridiculous prices, they're assholes. But you know what? They only make that $1,000
because of idiots.
$1,000.
Yeah.
If you go, oh wait, if I just wait a few weeks, these are readily available.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's depending on what comes out first, God of War or Horizon 2.
The only system I can actually recall having real supply issues that wasn't a Nintendo Mini. The Wii. Where it was like 6 months later and people were like, you got them in yet? No. They just aren't making it anymore, I guess, for the longest time. But every other system, it's like, it might be hard to get for like 2 weeks.
Maybe a month.
But you really need those like 5 games that are out for that bad that you'd rather pay like double the price of.
You really need a Nintendo 64 that bad just so you could play either Pilot Wing 64 or Mario 64? Really?
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like, I don't get mad at those guys. They're dicks. But like I said, they only get their money if you give them that money.
Yeah, the idiots that are paying that money.
I laugh at those guys that feel like, I gotta have it right now. I gotta have it.
Bragging rights. Bragging rights.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I don't know. You really need the views on YouTube because you're like, everyone's gonna be doing the same.
How long
stuff.
did it take me to start talking about the Switch? It was long past its sell by date by the time I started talking about the Switch.
Thanks for mentioning the Switch. Now our views just went up.
No, not really. Not for me.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not really mad about that, and that's why I'm waiting. It's kind of weird that I'm more impressed with it, but I'm actually waiting longer now for it. But knowing that Spider-Man and Horizon 2 are coming on PS4 too only makes me go, okay, well, Spider-Man was like a big reason I was like, well, maybe I'll get it day one because I need that Spidey action. But if I can Spidey action and free upgrade it,
Yeah.
on it. So that's kind of weird how, another strong showing actually made me hold off on it. But the Xbox, I'm a big Xbox. I'm wearing an Xbox hat, for fuck's sake. But with like what happened this gen, I basically see it happening again.
Yeah,
I'm not in a rush to get an
it's
Xbox.
the Wii U scenario.
I know I'm ridiculous. I'm going to get it. But it's going to need some games first. Whereas like PS5, I already know like a dozen games that I gotta have.
Oh yeah, like how many like worthwhile like I have to have this console exclusives came out for the Xbox One.
What I say is when someone tries to be like Xbox is better, I'm like I'm not playing your console wars bullshit. I own both.
Yeah, so do I.
But I just go, I've got more PSVR exclusives than the Xbox has altogether. And that's just VR. That's not even like I'm not even bringing up God of War or Spider-Man or Horizon or
Days Gone.
Yeah, a whole bunch of other ones. Like I'm taking the high road, and I'm still destroying the argument. I'm like, I feel bad because 360 was my lead system by far for that generation. PS3, I'm catching up now and getting a lot more games. But if it was on both, I got it on the Xbox. I've got, like, my biggest collection as far as amount of games for a console is the 360. So naturally, I got the Xbox One first. And I think I got my PS4 like a year and a half after. And in no time, my collection of PS4 just dwarfed the Xbox One. So it's like,
I should take a picture of my PS4 collection versus my Xbox One collection.
I've got, I must be at like 350 PS4 games versus like just I think with those ones I just bought, I think that's 202 like Xbox One games, and that's with still multi-platform games, mainly buying them on Xbox unless some reason I gotta have it on the PS4 just so I can share it with my brother because he's got the Xbox One. That's why I justify it anyway. And still, it's like, goddamn, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen again this next generation.
So yeah, I'm saying PS5. You're saying PS5?
PS5.
PS5? PS5.
Between the
PS5
two?
I'm going to get both, but PS5 will probably be the one I buy first.
Oh yeah, I might get the Xbox first just because I just want to hold out, like you were saying, until something for the PS5 comes out that's a killer app that I need to have, and they might come out with a special edition or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. I mean that if someone's going digital, that digital Xbox is like a hell of a deal compared to the PS5 digital. So
That's true.
For digital people, like I definitely see why people would be going for the Xbox. It's a $200 difference between. I mean, it's also a little less powerful. It's basically like, it seems like it's a 1X.
Yeah. But what they're saying is there's already a rumor coming out that there's going to be a disk drive-less version of the Series X that's going to be just as powerful as the Series X, but no disk drive.
And probably the same price like they did with the diskless Xbox One X or
Yeah.
One S or whatever the fuck.
Sad.
It's like, why would I pay the same price for less things?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get the Xbox One because I like the idea of it playing like all the Xbox library, like from every console.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that means I can take all those other Xbox consoles I have off that shelf and make some room, and just have the one thing that does it all.
You
Mhm.
where they damn are.
And in the closet. But I mean, that's going to clear up some shelf space for me in the living room, so that'd be nice. Then again, I can also say that it's a mock-up of the monolith from 2001, and it's in.
Just make it the thing from Dead Space, the
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe
What is that brick over there? We don't talk about that.
Sweet. Well, I think it's time we do some backlog roulette.
Yeah.
I need some new games to be told to play by.
Yeah. Now that I beat my one from last time, I'm kind of itching to play another one.
All right. I'm not itchy, but I like to play games.
You got the eczema?
All right. Well, without any further ado, you guys got your lists ready?
So what is the backlog roulette, Jason?
The backlog roulette is we take a list. I thought you'd never ask.
I always have to remind you. You just want to get to it.
I'm so excited for games.
Yeah, I know, right? Games.
It's a lottery where no matter what, I win because I get to play games. We take 0, 00, and 1 to 36, and then we put a game we haven't played or have played very little of and really want to play, and we spin the wheel. It picks a game for us, and we play said game, and it usually works out pretty good, at least for me. Sometimes you get ones that you hate.
A lot of times I get ones that I hate.
Honestly, I'd say so far, the last one was probably my least favorite one out of the ones I've played. Which
I want to say right now I'm sitting at about 25-75.
Well, I'm not going to.
25% good ones and 75% bad ones I've gotten so far.
Speaking of which, we got a RPG we better tackle before too long.
I haven't even touched mine.
Yeah, me either. So
I'm looking at it right now.
Ni no Kuni is what
I haven't even looked at what the disc looks like yet.
What is it again?
So I got Sakura Wars.
Oh yeah,
for the PS2.
yeah. I started the PS4 version, so I want to keep going with that, but I also got to play some Ni no Kuni. Well, all right. Lists at the ready.
Yep.
Gladiators ready.
Dirt.
Sorry, let's
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Let's go. Spinaroo.
Look at that mushroom go.
It's really going. Man, it's
no whammies.
It's getting that energy out.
Big money.
We got number 10.
Number 10.
Oh, Jason's gonna love this one.
Whoo-wee. Did you get Predator?
No.
Right on.
What'd you get, Dan?
I got Infamous Second Son.
Cool.
Yeah.
Haven't tried that either.
Yeah.
Just let me know how that is.
PS3.
What'd you get, Chris?
I got new Ghostbusters too.
Yeah. I just beat that not too long ago. Excellent game. What do I got here? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong list.
Well, I don't. The only reason I own that game is because of you and
yeah.
your keen eyesight.
It's when
that we all missed one day and found the next.
My love of Ghost, but I think I'm convinced he was just there the last day. And
yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm late. But I got that kind of eye where if it's Ghostbusters related, I'll be like looking this way and I'll be like, oh shit, is that Ghostbusters? Like it'll be like right here on the shelf and I'll be like, oh cool, look at all that shit, Ghostbusters. And just I saw that shit. Like I wasn't.
I just remember you coming running up to me at the MGC. I found a table we missed. Let's go.
You seen this shit? You seen the shit and didn't tell me? You're like, I didn't see that shit. I bought it.
I just remember you like standing there like,
and you're like, what? Where the fuck is that? And I was like, we shuffled like the. Yeah, it was great. That guy made money and was also a little scared about her excitement.
Yeah, you're like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
Ever know ghosts? Did you say afraid of ghosts? He's like, no, man. Settle down, fuck. So
the cats even like chill the fuck out, Jason.
Well, I'll be joining you in Ghostbusterness because I got
the cat's like, yeah, you will.
I got Extreme Ghostbusters on GBA.
Which one?
Extreme Ghostbusters.
Oh,
damn.
That cat loves the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's like someone say Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll be going hard on some Ghostbusters. Sounds like
Sweet. We got a Ghostbuster double team next time.
I've never even played this.
Oh wait a minute.
What
did I just say?
So next
gross.
Next episode won't be available on YouTube. It'll be we'll get banned if we. So it's gonna have to go to a different site.
2 Ghostbusters, 1 cup.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I'm excited. Yeah, I lost my list and had to find it. But yeah, Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters. So we got a weird thing going on with our lists. They seem to sync up more than
we're gonna have to call Saru again.
Yeah. So who made all these great Ghostbusters games? He's like, I don't know. Fucking me, you guys.
Did they come out on the TurboGrafx? Otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah, it's excellent. Did you guys ever check out the Extreme Ghostbusters?
Nope, I just know of it. I've never actually seen it.
Oh, the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
it. It came out and it had like the same animation that the Godzilla and Men in Black cartoons had. So
which was shit.
Yeah.
I originally like hated it, and now going back, I actually really liked it.
Like Egon was their mentor or whatever. And
yeah, he had a ponytail. Yeah. That was probably my least favorite part of the whole show.
Oh, he went bro.
Yeah, and then there's like a girl who reminds me of Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice, and I'm like, when I watched that, I'm like, that's just older Lydia. And then,
did she wear the web shirt?
Yeah, basically, it's like she's a goth girl, and she wears like, I don't know, looking like some girl football pad looking thing. I don't know. They were extreme, right? And then you know how extreme things were in the 90s. They just looked more ridiculous.
Yeah,
extremely ridiculous.
Shoulder pads.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, I revisited after we watched the real Ghostbusters like 7 times back to back all the way through, and I was like, I got a hard drive with this on it, and we watched it, and I got way more into it. It's actually like got more like dark theme to it for a cartoon. I mean, there was a couple episodes of the real Ghostbusters where like this was legit scary. Like
the Halloween episode, Sam Hain or whatever.
The Sandman. I always remember the Sandman's voice since I was a kid. I was like, that guy was weird and he creeped me the hell out. But yeah, there's a couple of those that were in the Boogeyman.
Boogie Woogie.
The Boogeyman was just
Boogie Woogie.
So yeah, they're and there's actually an episode that has the real Ghostbusters returning in it. So that's pretty cool too.
So is Peter still voiced by Garfield?
Yeah, I think they all have their original voice actors.
Sweet.
They even got Egon because Egon was in every episode. But
gasp and swoon! I just caught the vapors.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was so stoked when the random episode because it's like one of the last episodes they come back because I think the other ones get trapped somewhere and they like I don't remember, but check it out because I had no idea and that was like the greatest surprise to me. It's like the actual ones just flipping over stuff and I blame the kids. I'm like, yeah, these guys have just been trashing the house all day. I don't know,
tables and shit, table flip.
All they've been doing is throwing toys everywhere and stuff. I don't think they could flip over this bookcase. Well, they managed. They're very strong. They teamed together.
With our powers combined.
So I think that about does it.
Sad
Sad
now.
We'll start part 2 and I'll put them out in 2 separate parts. All right. Well, Dan, what do you got coming up, and how can people get a hold of you, find you on socials, and
I don't know. We do Game Beaters all the time now. We're going to start streaming again every Tuesday, and
sweet.
Yeah, and so you can check us out, Game Beaters on YouTube. You can find BoboBot stuff. Just Google BoboBot. We're the only BoboBot out there.
There is only one BoboBot.
And the videos are really out there. I love the effects and stuff that you've been using on the.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
music video stuff. I got my own channel for that. You can check that out. It's just the Dan B channel.
I spelled just like that.
yeah,
spelled.
And I don't know. That's pretty much it.
You got any specific videos coming out? Like any more reviews?
Stuff
like that you got in the works, or is it all super top secret?
Well, I wouldn't say it's top secret, but it's just I've got some things I'm working on, but nothing's solid yet. So I can't really. I don't want to say something and then be like, you know what, that sucks. I'm not putting it out.
Good call. I've had 4 of a 5-part head-to-head up on my channel for probably 8 months now for my Video Games Monthly, and I just got the boxes.
Yeah,
but I've had the parts filmed that for part 5 and then subsequent parts after for a good since the beginning of the pandemic, and I've just haven't seemed to work on them. And then I finally just got more boxes, so I've got 6 months worth, and I think I've got 2 more over there. I'm like, yikes, I better start doing something with these so I can update my lists so I'm not just getting sent doubles.
Right.
Because it's my own fault at this point. Right on. Well, Chris, what you got going on?
Well, I'm finally working on that top 10 NES games video that I filmed back in goddamn December.
I'll believe it when I see it. Our on top of the backlog roulette, for next episode, we're going to have a challenge to see who can actually make their video they've been saying they were going to make.
So I quote Angelina Jolie in Hackers. Are you challenging me?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, because either way I win. I either get to watch a new video of yours, or I get to just say, hey, I made a video.
But I will say that the final movies that would make great video games or collaboration video I'm doing has swollen from 10 guests to 20.
Are people actually sending you their...
Yeah, thanks to one dude named Peter Bateman.
Yeah.
Who contacted a bunch of YouTubers I was not familiar with and told them about it. Next thing you know, I got 3 people in my inbox. Hey, can I get on that thing?
Are you gonna break it into 2?
No, it's gonna be probably a 40-minute long video. I've told people it's strictly you need to give me a video that is between 1 and 2 minutes and not 1 minute longer. This video cannot be 3 days long.
Everything's bullet points, no full sentences.
Yeah, so Larry Bundy, Guru Larry's gonna be in it.
Cool.
Nice.
He signed on to do it. I was like, God damn. He hooked me up with what is it? Lightsaber Samurai.
Cool.
And Zap Crystal.
Well, I very much want to see that. And I hope it turns out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's gonna be epic.
So
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, what one was I on? The second?
You were in, you and Church were in this part 2, yeah.
Yeah, that was
and
in the middle of
Dan and the other 2 Game Beater guys, they were in the last one, I think we did.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Dick Boots talking about poop in his mouth.
Wow,
man, what are you talking about? What?
Speaking of my movie pick for that, I actually just watched that movie again the other day.
What movie did you pick?
Orgasmo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Well, you guys, what games did you guys? You guys picked Better Off Dead, right? Yep.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen that in forever.
We almost picked Short Circuit, but then I found out
prostitute. That should be that. You guys should have said that should have been a mini game in the game to try to pick the right word for her to use in a sentence. Prostrate or prostitute.
That's awesome.
He's always trying to put his testicles all over me.
Well, shit. On that note, I think we'll bid everyone a fond farewell and see you soon.
Testicles.
Thank you.
Testiclets. Thank you very much for joining us, Dan.
Thanks.
You were actually supposed to be our first guest, and we finally got you on.
Oh, I know. Well, I appreciate you finally getting me on here, though. So thanks. It's been fun.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Chesticles.
Hasta la vista, baby. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.